What's up, gentlemen and some ladies? We are live. So we have a speed dating show for you today. We did one last weekend and it kind of got bombarded by random dudes trying to show their dicks. So we'll have very aggressive screening measures. If you think you're going to get on and show us your tiny penis, then you have better find something else to do because it's not going to happen. Yeah, so that's that. We got three girls. Two of them are new to the channel. One of them is someone who's been here a lot. Eden, you guys probably all know her. And then we got Genevieve and Anya. And there might be one more girl coming by later. I just, I want to get started. But yeah, so we're going to be going with the standard rules of speed dating. So this is how it works for anyone who's new. I'm going to drop the link. You get to come on. We're going to be going in order. Don't wait until the last minute. Don't wait until an hour in to join, right? If you're like, oh, I'm going to watch for a while and then join, you probably won't get on. Again, it always starts off a little slow, and then there's always a massive amount of people waiting backstage by the time we end. We're not really going to go past an hour and a half. So again, we're not going to, if you're going to join like an hour in, I probably won't be able to get you on, just being realistic. So basically I'm going to drop the link. It's going to be pinned. You join. You can pick one or more of the girls to go on a speed date with. If you pick multiple girls, 2 or 3, you get to skip the line. That's the way we've always done it because that's more entertaining for me to watch. And then afterwards, we will give you brutally honest feedback. So that could be anything and everything. It's going to be a good time. Let's start off with like quick introductions for the girls who are new and actually the girl who's already been here. So let's go with you, Anya. Just give a quick introduction about yourself. Go ahead.
I'm Anya. I'm 24, and can you guys hear me?
You're becoming a little staticky, and now you're frozen.
How about now?
You're kind of staticky, actually. Do you have a computer you could use? It might be better.
Alex, you should have bought us all
Can you hear me now?
computers.
I know. I can hear you, but you keep freezing in and out. Damn, it was good when it was backstage, but somehow when we went live, it started freezing. Anya, do you have a computer you could use? Because that might be faster. You might have a easier time. Hey, Anya. Every single live stream, there's always tech issues. All right, let's just really quickly while she figures that out, let's just go to Eden. Give a quick intro.
Hi guys, my name is Eden, and I have a podcast and YouTube channel. If you know me, you know that I give the realest, rawest advice. So if you're gonna be a little pussy, you might want to not go on a date with me.
All right, cool. And Genevieve.
Hi guys, I am Genevieve. I stream on Twitch and I'm on YouTube as Madam Genevieve. I do a lot of human sexuality, sex ed, sex work, and adult industry type content. And this is my first speed dating situation, so I'm excited to be here.
Cool, awesome. All right, Anya, so let's see if we got your internet back. So say something. Yeah, there's a massive lag. Okay, Anya, I let me message her and to have her join with her computer real quick because it was good backstage, but then it just like completely fucking started going to shit. Okay, I have to have him message her. Tell Anya to.
I'm gonna let my kitty out of the room. Hold on.
With her computer. Okay, already done. All right, cool. So first person I see backstage, Benjamin. Okay, you have to show me your face before I bring you on. Okay, 2 fingers. Do 2 fingers up. Gotta do the 2 fingers. Okay, there we go. 3 fingers. Okay, you're good. Real person.
So,
all right.
Can you hear the echo?
Oh, yeah. There's definitely. You got it. Yeah, I'm gonna mute you for a second while I explain it. You got it playing on. You probably have this window open, so just close out the window and stay with the StreamYard link.
All right, close up all of it. Can you hear the echo?
Okay, now, wait, hang on. I'm gonna turn on echo cancellation. Okay, say something.
So, hello.
Yeah, that's good. You just had to turn on your echo cancellation. All right. So who do you want to go on a date with? I think Anya's gonna need a little bit to join.
Honestly, this is the first time I'm on a speed date. Don't expect me to do good, but
it's okay.
I'll try my best. I'll go with Eden, since she's all gorgeous and stuff.
Eden. All right, cool.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna take everyone else off for 5 minutes. Let's see what you got, man.
Okay. So Eden, hi.
Not much. I have to say that you did say my name, my actual name correctly. It's Eden. Good job.
Oh yeah. Oh, how your night going?
How's my night going?
Yeah.
It's good. I've been doing a lot of lives today all day, so I'm a little bit tired, but it's good. How's yours?
Oh, just chilling as usual. Nothing fun. I just went back from my walk. That's what I usually do. Like my daily routine. Just usually run every day and then work out in the gym and then like ride my bike twice.
So you walk all day, go to the gym, and you ride your bike twice every single day.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay. That's
And
cool.
I just got my haircut done. Yeah. What do you think about it? Like it?
It's
And
nice.
I just got that hairline right there.
How
yeah.
often do you do that? I feel like you're the type that does it pretty often.
Yeah. Every time I get my haircut done, like I always ask for this line right here.
Why?
Because that design looks pretty cool. Having this line. So do you do anything fun over the weekend? What'd you do?
The weekend. What day is it today? It's
It's Thursday today.
Thursday. Past
Yeah,
weekend.
Thursday.
I don't remember. Oh, I was traveling. I was in Toronto and
Okay.
then I came back here. So I've just been in and out. I came back from Europe and
Cool.
I've just been traveling ever since, but now I'm finally home this week. So just been catching up on life, but nothing special. Just visited some friends and family in Toronto and that's it.
Cool. Have you ever? Is there like snow in Canada? Because I know like when you're in Canada, like that's like from the north. Like you're like up at north. Like you get the snow. I apologize for my communication.
No, it's okay.
Yeah.
We definitely do get snow, but right
Mhm.
now we don't have snow. It's getting chilly.
Oh,
So
okay.
we
Well,
will soon.
sorry about
Fucking
that. Keep
freezing.
going, keep going. Yeah. What'd you say?
No,
Sorry.
I'm saying that we usually do get snow, but later in the year. So right now
Okay.
it's cold, but it's not snow all the time.
Okay. Well, I'm from Virginia, and like I'm surprised like I don't get no snow in Virginia. That's where I am like right now, and I'm surprised I get snow. Like sometimes there is, but mostly like there's no snow. And like in the fall, like it's like summer already. It reminds me it's still summer. It's like still hot here in Virginia.
What's the coldest it gets?
75 in Virginia, like 75, 60, something like that.
Okay, that's nothing.
Yeah.
Lucky you.
Yeah. So, what do you like? What are your like hobbies? Like, what do you usually do in your like spare time?
I do some yoga. I'm a big yoga person. I'm not like a hardcore workout person like you. I
Okay.
love to spend time with my dogs. I
Okay.
like to read. I mean, kind of like the basic things. I make a lot of content on YouTube and
Oh, okay.
all of that. So I kind of mix in my work and my hobbies all together. So I'm getting paid for the things that I love doing.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I told you like I usually run, hit the gym, and stuff like that. But I usually like stay at home. I'm like pretty much an anime fan. I'm like I like watch 30 animes, like in a year. Right
You
now,
watch
yeah.
30 animes. Does some of that include anime porn?
Oh no, not anime porn. I'm not into that kind of that stupid ass shit. But yeah, One Piece, no Dragon Ball, One Piece, Bleach, Naruto, and I don't
I
know
love Naruto.
other five. I don't know. It's really hard to tell. I'd say Demon Slayer. Those are like my 5 top favorite.
I love
anime.
how you're listing this. It's like
Mhm.
gibberish to me. The only thing I know
Yeah.
is Dragon Ball and Naruto.
Yeah.
The most basic, probably.
Well, Dragon Ball is the one I grew up when I was like a kid. When I was like 10, I still watch it this day, and I've already watched the new trailer already. Just like a few hours ago. Have you seen the trailer? Dragon Ball Dilemma. That's the show like that just dropped like a few hours. You should give it a try. They took like some ideas from Dragon Ball GT and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll definitely look into it. I don't know if I'm into that stuff anymore. I used to be, but I'll
Oh,
have a look at the trailer.
oh. So you're not that much of an anime?
Not a
that
big
much?
anime person, no.
Ah, okay. So
Oh.
it's like you and I like share like different like things, you know? So how by the way, how old are you by the way?
How old am I? Well, I'm
Yeah.
definitely older than you, I feel like.
Yeah.
I'll be 30.
Damn, you're about my cousin's age. I know what's gonna happen.
All right, well,
I
so far
suck.
nothing has happened. All right, Eden, would you go on a date with Benjamin?
Ben, I don't know what you're flicking around in
No,
your
wait, stop
computer.
that shit, man. Like you're literally setting yourself for a no. You're like literally on you saying,
I know
please,
what's gonna
please say no. Just hold the tension. If she says no, it's not a big deal. But
Don't be stressed. First of
you look like
all,
you're about to have a like
my
you're
first time.
the doctor going to give you like terminal.
I know what's gonna happen.
if you know what's gonna happen, then you know my answer is no. Again, don't get upset. Nothing personal. It's just because we have nothing to talk about. I was a little bored. I think that you kind of showed me your age, and it's fine because this is a fake situation, but you showed me your age by talking about listing all these anime things. And I was like, hey, I don't like if I'm not interested in it off the bat, don't go into it, kind of
Okay.
thing. I think you really tried making conversation. It was hard because you had no common ground with me. Right. And you were talking about things that you like to do. You listed that you go to the gym right away as if it was going to impress me. So for me, that's a turn off. I think that if the conversation gets to that point, then it would make sense. So what do you do for fun? Oh, you like yoga. Okay. Well, do you go to the gym ever? Is there anything, blah, blah, blah. And then that's when you would have brought that in and to see if it would stick. But I was also thrown off that you were very kind of like movie. And I know that you're nervous, which is normal, but
This is the first time. This is
Yeah,
my first
yeah.
ever speed date.
Right. But this is like good pointers for you in the future, right? Just like
Uh-huh.
remain calm and composed, even if you don't feel that way. Right. And eventually you'll fall into feeling more comfortable. So like, don't cover your, face too much. Don't move around. Don't flick your hand.
Okay.
Don't apologize for your communication unless you said something. I didn't notice it till you mentioned it. So like little things like that.
You're not the only one who says no. You've said this to like everybody or all the people. I think I've seen these like in YouTube live. Yeah, you've said it to like most guys, right? When they like try dating you.
Well, most guys make the same mistakes. This is what kind of makes it boring for me because I'm just literally I could create a 2-minute video of me giving one guy feedback and just play it for every guy, and it would be like 99% accurate. But for you, I will give some unique feedback. I have not seen someone get this riled up. You gotta like learn not to take it personally. I mean, as much as I love Eden, to you, she's just a random girl on the internet who you've never met. Like her opinion shouldn't matter. Like at least her feedback should matter, but her opinion of you should not matter at all. Like why? She's a random person. You literally have zero investment in her life and vice versa. Right.
Yeah.
So it's like you were so like tense, like by the idea, like, oh my God, she might say no. Who gives a shit? Like it should literally make zero difference in your emotional state. That's not really practical. For most people, it'll make some of a difference, but it should be much more minor than it is. You shouldn't go from like have these extreme highs and lows. You're just basically seeking validation from the girl. I mean, it was obviously you were nervous, but that can't really be helped. One thing that can be helped immediately is I would avoid apologizing for things, kind of like Eden said. Like you don't have to apologize for being nervous. You have to apologize for like forgetting something, right? Like you don't owe a random person an apology unless you call her unless you say something really insulting. There's really no need to apologize. And I would make the argument sometimes even if you do say something insulting, there's better ways of handling than apologizing. But anyway, so nothing you said deserved an apology at all. The conversation was obviously pretty boring, but again, I will give you props for trying and also going first. There's like missed opportunities. I would have run with the anime porn thing. So like I don't know, she's like, oh yeah, you watch anime porn. I would just kind of run with it, be like, yeah, nothing sexier than watching Sleeping Beauty get gangbanged by 20 dwarves. I don't know. Like I would just like fuck around with that, and that's a good way to make the convo sexual. But yeah, that's basically all I have on my end. Genevieve, do you have anything to add?
I think both of you guys really covered everything that I would say. The confidence, even if you're not feeling confident, just trying to pretend that you are, try to fake it until you ultimately will feel more confident. And it was definitely your first time doing one of these. It's my first time doing one of these as well. And
I didn't expect Alex to pop me up first gulp, and I was like really nervous. Like what? So, yeah,
That was okay.
definitely look for opportunities to pick up on flirtation, like the anime porn, for sure. That would have been good to at least, make a joke about, for sure. And then trying to find something that's a common interest. It didn't seem like anime was really sparking her attention. She wasn't something that she could really contribute to. So going with one of the other interests that she mentioned might have been a good option for you.
Okay.
Cool. All right, buddy. Thanks for coming on. Take care. All right, let's see if we can get Anya going again. Anya, hello. How goes that internet? Nope.
Not well.
Back and forth. I do have some good news, guys. Alex Lindberg will be joining us and co-hosting this and giving feedback. So it's going to be actually his first time co-hosting speed dating with me. So that should be fun. So you're going to get 2 for the price of 1, which is free, actually. Okay, Anya, before I can't bring you on unless you turn your camera on because that could be someone impersonating you. And I cannot take that chance. So please get your camera on and I'll bring you on. All right, Amory, give me 2 fingers. All right, cool. I'll bring you on. Hello.
Hello.
Your audio is a little quiet.
Can you hear me?
Problem solved. All right, cool. So who do you want to go on speed date with?
Can I do Eden?
Sure. Okay. I'm gonna take me and Genevieve off.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good.
How would you prefer for me to say your name? Is it Eden or Eden?
Whatever you would like. My real name is Eden, though, but up to you.
It's your name. So
Everyone calls me Eden. So if you want to be with the crowd, go ahead and call me Eden. If you want to be a little bit different, call me Eden.
I mean, I could be your Adam, but my name's not really Adam. Too bad. But yeah, I'd rather go with Eden. I like to be original.
Love it.
So what'd you do today?
Just worked in the morning and then I cleaned the house. It was so fun. And then walked my dog, who's being a little bit annoying because I think her stomach is off. and then did a bunch of lives this evening. How about you?
You're a YouTuber?
I am a YouTuber.
That's so cool. What do
Yeah.
what do you post about?
So I'm a dating and sex coach. And so I obviously talk about dating, sex, love, and life.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
2 things I love to talk about, for sure.
2 things. I just listed more than 2 things. Which 2?
Dating and sex.
Okay.
Okay, what kind of dog do you have?
I wish I could grab her for you. She's playing games with me. She's a Maltese Pomeranian mix. She's a little tiny mutt.
Weirdly enough, I have a Maltese too.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, 7 years old, and his name is Ghost, but he doesn't live with me, so.
Sorry about the barking. She's being aggressive. Her name is Ruby Lou. But when she acts like this, I call her Roberto because she acts like a little boy.
Ah. You know what? We have very similar dogs as well. That's pretty cool. How old is she?
She just turned 2 in September.
Oh man, my dog is old. He's too old for her. He's like 7.
Why?
So.
She likes them old.
Ah. Okay, that changes everything.
What's wrong with the little old men in your life?
Fair point. But yeah, I didn't really do much today. I just worked a little bit and went to one of my classes, and then I decided to hang out with a couple of people that I didn't like. So.
Okay, 2 things. What do you study, and why did you hang out with people that you didn't like?
Well, one, I'm doing marketing in university because I'm trying to like launch my own business, and basically, I hang out with this group of church people. I mean, most of them I don't like, but I just fuck with a couple of them. I mean, I'm like, why not? They invited me to go, so I had nothing to do, so I decided to go, right? And I couldn't last 30 minutes because everyone there was just so boring, and so I just walked out and didn't even sing.
Irish exit.
Huh?
An Irish exit?
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, when you just leave without saying anything?
I do that a lot.
Oh, that's good to know. Like, see you later.
Yeah, I mean, unless you catch me just walking away, then I'll say bye, but no. If I just don't fuck with the environment, I just leave.
That's a good call. You shouldn't go next time then. Now you know.
Yeah. So I'm looking for a girlfriend.
Okay.
What are you looking for a boyfriend, or do you have somebody?
I have a boyfriend.
Oh,
So
so you're just here to teach guys how to, make it work for them.
I am. So let's pretend I was looking for a boyfriend.
Okay. Where would I find you? Out and about.
Oh God, I prefer to stay indoors away from people, but probably a
Hmm.
coffee shop, I have to
Coffee
say.
shop.
Yeah, caffeine addiction.
Funnily enough, I actually have a job as as a barista at Starbucks. I
You
started.
currently work there or you did?
I currently work there. I started like 2 weeks ago.
How is it?
It's cool. I love working there. I mean, I'm still learning all the drinks, but yeah, I like the environment.
What's the worst drink to make?
The worst drink to make. I haven't mastered all the drinks yet, but I think the worst drink to make is the matcha latte. I hate making that fucking thing. It's so it's too much. More steps than it requires, in my opinion. And it's
Uh,
not even. I bet it's not even that good. I haven't tasted it, but yeah.
All right. Anya, let's test your audio. You're muted.
Can you hear me now?
Yep, that's much better.
Oh,
There's actually a dude backstage who's trying to like replicate being you, and he's trying to, I guess, dick flash, and I keep banning him. These dudes have no life. Well, listen, Mister fucking Anya Replicator, you can spend an hour and a half fucking watching jerk off videos backstage. It's kind of sad. Probably have no life, but yeah, whatever keeps you happy. But you're not gonna get on the stream, so your chances are zero. Oh, and he left. Good. All right. Anyway, I guess that's all it took. All right. So, Eden, would you go on a date with Amory?
uh, no, I think more like a friend. I think that's what I got from you. Conversation was very surface level, which is understandable. A little bit, again, like just lacked a little bit of spice or something, you know. I think it started off pretty good and decently. Like I like the name thing. You asked me what I prefer to be called, which I like. It's refreshing, to be honest. I think like something that small actually goes a long way. And you being okay to mispronounce it, even if you did, I like that. I think it shows confidence. Um, and then yeah, I just kind of got a little bit bored, I guess. We bonded on the dogs, and then we didn't really go anywhere, and then we switched topics, and there's no real transition here. I think it'd been fun to like throw like, oh, let's maybe go on a date with the dogs together. I kept pushing that almost to help you out, to be like, well, like she likes an older man, da da da. Like you could have asked, oh, how about you? And like something like that. Those are little openings that you can grab and really elevate the conversation, make it more flirtatious, entertaining for everybody. Because if we love talking about dating and sex, which is all human beings, then that's sort of the opportunities you have to find without sounding creepy. And you did not come creepy at all. Like you were, a proper guy, which I liked. But again, it lacked some flavor.
Okay. Yeah. It's something I'm trying to work
It's
on.
not
Yeah.
easy. It's not easy.
I basically agree with everything that's said. Anya, Genevieve, do you have any other feedback for him?
I feel like it would have been cool to see you pick up on the fact that she mentioned having a caffeine addiction, and you are a barista. So I think asking a little bit about what her favorite drink is. Does she like Starbucks? Does she prefer a different, I don't know, is she more of a Pete's fan or whatever? I think you could have asked more questions about her, knowing that you at least have a common thread there.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I didn't pay attention to this one as much as I usually do. I paid attention to the first 30 seconds because I was dealing with Mr. fucking Dick Flash dude, like constantly rejoining. You guys can't really see what I see backstage, but dude, it is
I'm
so
sure it's
pathetic. It's not
terrifying.
fun. Yeah, and then when the Dick Flash thing doesn't work, he starts playing a video of a guy shitting in the guy's mouth. I don't know. These are like gay and creepy and weird. I don't know. You can't really make this shit up. Anyway, but I think my speech worked. He kind of quit after that. He's like, oh damn, I'm not gonna get to show my penis to anybody. So that's the only reason I'll have more feedback for you. But Anya, do you have anything to add?
I think the dog thing was, I think, the most obvious you could have gone off of. She couldn't have been a little, more obvious with that.
Yeah, those, especially the comment with she likes older men.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry if I threw that threw you
I
off.
feel like that was like the most obvious thing you could have like caught on to and done something with, and you didn't.
Yeah, I couldn't think of anything on the spot. Like I said, I'm just lack of practice. So
I have a
One-
good. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, Genevieve.
I'm so sorry. Okay.
No.
All right. I was just going to say another thing that I just thought of right now is when you just kind of announced, I'm looking for a girlfriend, that felt kind of
Yeah.
abrupt.
Yeah.
There was no lead up to it or anything. So
Agreed.
I would be aware of that in future conversations.
okay, that's probably too awkward. Yeah.
You can
A little-
have
a
that
little too upfront.
conversation, but like ease into it, don't just make that as an announcement.
Okay. Thank you.
Sure.
A good little secret tip. Sorry, Alex, I have to throw this in there. A good secret tip: if you don't know, like if you see an opportunity, but you can't make something up on the spot in the meantime, what you can do is just ask her about it again. Almost like double down on it and be like, okay, oh, your dog likes older men. Like just say it again in a way that's insinuating something, but I have to kind of pick up the pieces. And then that way you have a few seconds to really think about, what can I do here? How can I read her a little bit longer? Like, give her the opportunity to get a little nervous in that moment. You are a gentleman. I can see that off the bat. So I understand why you said, oh, I'm looking for a girlfriend, because you want to make sure your intentions are there and that we're not playing a game, which I like. But like Genevieve said, there is a way of doing that is less abrupt. So at the beginning, you can be like, what are you looking for? Like, ask her. And then hear what she has to say. And regardless of what she says, you stand your ground as a man and you say, this is what I'm looking for. And that's how you can still be assertive, still lay down the law, and be that gentleman and like cut the crap, which I love.
Yo, bitch, I'm gonna put a baby in you. Whether you like it, no, I mean,
or there's Alex's way.
yeah,
I think
that's
she
mine.
would have rejected me flat out if I had said that. Maybe.
You are right.
Yeah, probably you kind of need
I mean,
like
it might
my
depend on the girl.
mere personality to deliver that, and even I probably wouldn't say that. But no, the way I would actually, if I'm being real, the way I would deliver that would probably be with extreme over exaggeration, to kind of feel out the vibe. Be like, yeah, honestly, I'm just looking for a TradCon wife who I can have a white picket fence with. So, I'm not looking for any funny business, if that's your thing. That's kind of like, you're kind of saying what you want, but at the same time, you're leaving some ambiguity. So she's like, is he serious? Is he not? Versus, I feel like it is good to be vulnerable, but you there's also such a thing as being too vulnerable too fast, right? So that's like, in 5 minutes, like I'm like, I would never be vulnerable with a girl in like the first 5 minutes or even the first date, right? There's like, I don't know, vulnerability, I feel like, is something that should be earned. And like, there's a little bit of a vulnerable moment saying like, hey, this is what I want, it's like, yeah, I don't know. So that's kind of like my feedback on that.
Really good advice, guys. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure, man. Glad it helps. Take care, buddy. All right, Lindberg, can you please put up 2 fingers so I know it's you? We've had a lot of dick flashes. Okay, there we go. What's up, Lindberg?
No dick flashes tonight. Maybe we'll see.
Well, they're already hanging out backstage. They're already fucking trying to show us their dicks. I've seen
Fuck us up.
it's always the same dick too. It's always like a really small and pathetic one. You have a lot of feedback.
Famous now. The dick is famous.
Lindberg, you have some feedback.
Do I?
Yeah.
Give me a second, no.
Well, in the meantime, I'll bring on Sid. Sid, give me 2 fingers.
Better now?
Yeah, you're good now. Okay.
All right, perfect.
Hey,
Hello.
Alex, what's up?
What's going on? So you said you want to go on a date with Genevieve, right?
Yep.
All right, cool. I'm gonna take everybody else off. Okay. I gotta be like really careful when I click these tabs, so like the dick flashers don't get a chance to like fucking jump on.
Yeah.
All right. How do I get out of here?
Hey, Genevieve, how's it going?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. So I take it this is your first time speed dating, right?
Yes, it sure is. And you are my very first speed date here.
Yeah, this is actually my first time speed dating with a woman, like going on first. Otherwise, usually I've gone after 2, 3 people, so I kind of know what she does, what she doesn't, so I'm completely clueless about you. So what do you do?
I am a sexpert. I do sex
Oh,
education. I work in the adult industry, and do a whole bunch of things in that kind of category.
okay. And this is just work. What do you do for fun usually?
Um, a lot of kind of basic things, if you will. I do like to cook. I
Uh-huh.
like to read. I love animals. And I just like trying new things also. I get bored easily, so trying new things is always appealing to me.
Okay, what's the last book that you read that you actually really liked?
Um, ooh. So I've been rereading because we're in spooky season right now.
Mhm.
I've been rereading some of my personal favorites, and I'm currently rereading Interview with a Vampire, which is a little
Oh,
bit cliche, but I love it. It's a favorite for sure.
nice. So I used to read a lot of novels back in the day. I used to read like Percy Jackson. I like fiction, fantasy kind of things. So my favorite novel that I've read is Scarlet Pimpernel. Have you read that?
No, I have not.
That's actually a really good book. I highly recommend it. And you
Okay.
said that now because of the spooky season, you're reading some horror kind of thing, right? Do you like horror stuff?
I do, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. So I really like to lean into the whole Halloween season. I decorate my
Uh,
house, I watch scary movies, and just all of it. I love Halloween.
oh, that's nice. I love Halloween myself. I love scary shit, like scary books, scary movies. In fact, I was just going to watch a scary movie tonight, and then Alex posted that he's doing the speed dating thing, so I kind of postponed the movie just so that I can come on here.
Well, maybe you'll still get to, but hopefully it was
Yeah,
a worthy sacrifice.
yeah. Well, looking at you, it seems it is a worthy sacrifice.
No, thank you.
Well,
What's your favorite scary movie?
it's more like a TV series that I like the most when it comes to horror. Have you seen The Haunting on Hill House on
Yeah,
Netflix?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's been my favorite horror TV series like ever. I like it more than every horror movie that I've seen. It's amazing.
Okay, that's very cool.
Okay, so how about this? Okay, for our first date, we go to the beach. We spend some nice time together at the beach. Then we come over to my place and we watch a very scary horror movie.
Mm, I do like the beach.
Hmm.
I'm not feeling that for a first date necessarily at this point.
Okay, okay. What is your favorite first date that you've ever gone on? Like, what do you usually like to do when it comes to?
Um, I think that something that feels like it's in more of a social setting is good when I'm first getting to know someone.
Uh-huh.
So I don't know. I live in Vegas and they do
Oh,
something
Vegas.
called First Friday downtown where it's like a
Uh-huh.
street fair type thing. I feel like that could be a fun first date just in my local area specifically.
Well, I've never been to Vegas before, so that's going to be good. If I ever come to Vegas, I'm gonna hit you up. We're gonna hit up all the casinos. We're gonna go crazy.
You like to gamble?
I have never gambled before, but I'm down to it. I'm down to try it.
Okay, well, there's a
It's
lot more to Vegas than just the casinos, too.
really Vegas is always infamous regarding, just the casinos and stuff.
Oh, of
So,
course, of course.
yeah, tell me something more about Vegas in that
Well,
case.
on the casino properties, like the resorts, you also have
Uh-huh.
really incredible shows, like live performances of all different kinds. You have concerts that come through Vegas regularly.
Oh,
You have artists that do residencies there. Um, there are like just world-renowned restaurants that are really awesome to visit. Um, there's cool there's this really cool space by Meow Wolf, which is this like interactive art experience, which is really hard to describe, but like you're walking through this weird, distorted shopping grocery store, and then it's like
right.
reality isn't really quite right. I don't know. There's a lot of unique things you can experience here that you probably wouldn't find in other places, in addition to gambling.
Okay,
And
you've
then
actually
obviously some of the best strip clubs too. Since I work in the adult industry, I have to shout out all my friends.
right.
That's a fun thing to do as well.
Yeah, but I don't think strip club would be a good first date idea, do you think?
Um, well, I guess it depends. Maybe not a first
Uh,
date, but I do think that
yeah.
strip clubs could be a really fun date at some point, whether it's the first one or a later one.
All right. You gotta be super careful. All right, Eden, there you are. Lindberg, two fingers once again, please. Okay, there we go. And Anya, camera on, please. Just can't take the chance. All right, there we go. All right. Dude, I'm fighting a full-on fucking war. Like, Israel versus
Yeah.
Palestine, fighting a war against these fucking
Alex,
dick watchers.
you're fucking
I saw that.
traumatized.
Did you see
There's
what
like
he said to
this
me?
dude's got like 25 million accounts. Like, I ban it, and then like 30 seconds, well, actually like 2 seconds later, he's back.
But did you see what he said to me? He said like N-word, bitch, I'm gonna rape you, Anya, or something like that.
Yeah, he's
I was
a
like, oh
fucking,
my
Damn.
god, what the
yeah.
fuck?
These dudes,
What
the
Oh,
good
that's
thing is, the good thing is that these guys are massive pussies. They live in their parents' basement. They literally would be afraid to fight an 8-year-old child. So there's actually no real threat. But yeah, it's super fucking annoying. He's like
No, it's
spamming
no
the
real
private
threat.
chat.
Yeah, I mean,
I
there
got
is
my
a-
Indian backstage, so he's gonna be insta banning him. So sorry, you did clash her. All right. Anyway, so Genevieve, would you go on a date with Sid?
I would not. I'm sorry, Sid. Possibly, maybe in like a friend way, but not in a romantic way.
What do you think you could have done better?
I don't feel like there was a lot of like real chemistry, I guess, and so that's hard to just say there's no chemistry. Definitely, you can't fake that, but I think that you could have leaned into some of the things that we did have in common. For example, I asked you about your favorite horror movie, and the kind of expected response would be that you would ask me about mine. So I was sort of waiting for that. And it didn't really come up. It just sort of changed subjects abruptly. So certainly if I'm asking you a question, it's cool to then flip it and kind of inquire what my thoughts are on that. I don't love when anyone in like a first meeting interaction just makes the assumption like on our first date we're going to be doing this blah 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 blah. I do like confidence, but that feels just a bit presumptuous and a little uncomfortable to be throwing it out like in that capacity. I think it could possibly done in a more joking way or something, but it just felt a little bit uncomfortable. And then also like we'll go back to my place and watch a scary movie. Like, well, no, actually.
Okay. Yeah.
Cool. All right. Who else has some feedback? Lindberg?
Yes, so of course. So the first thing I noticed was that you actually started off by leading the conversation, which was really, really good. And I do think you actually sounded very confident all the way through, which is actually really fucking good. So I noticed you also said early on, I'm completely clueless about you. So you wouldn't actually have to say this, because this just it would sound better if you just didn't say this, because there's no way, there's no reason to say anything that would make you sound clueless about a woman. If anything, you want to sound like you're experienced and like you understand her. So you could have actually just made up something and say like, I heard you speak earlier, so I did notice a couple of things about you, but I do have some questions. So something like that, because then she would be in the back of her head wondering like, oh fuck, like what did he notice? Right. And then also you're talking about the vampire thing. She said, then this could be like maybe a little bit risky, but fuck it, like I'm all for taking risk, right? So if she's a sexpert, and she's talking about vampires, I'm thinking, what is the first connection then between a sexpert and vampires? It's obviously that vampires are like the most common sexual fantasy of women. So I would say something like, as a sexpert, I'm sure you're aware of how how vampires are very common, fantasies for women. That could be like a really good topic. And also the way that the question is framed, it wouldn't be like too direct, because you're not putting it like directly on her. You just throw the statement out there, you can see how she's going to respond to it, right? And when she's also saying she's not feeling that for a first date, which is, I feel like if maybe you try to do this thing later where you're assuming the date, then that maybe could have gotten a completely different response, because you're trying to do it within like 2 minutes of speaking. And you don't want to make these assumption statements before she has actually kind of decided in her head, like, oh, fuck, like I would actually want to meet up with him. Because then you're just very likely to get a no. But if you did it later, when, you built attraction, you've gotten her to react emotionally as well, then at least she wouldn't push back against it. Maybe she wouldn't say like outright, all right, yes, let's fucking do it. But at least she would be like, maybe, we'll see. I'm open to it.
Right.
And also, what I noticed as well was that you didn't really tell her much about yourself at all. So essentially, everything that you're going off is you're essentially going off whatever physical attraction that you had and whatever you built from your confident behavior and leading, which isn't bad, which is actually better than, I would say, probably most guys. Like, you sound more confident than most guys, I have to say that. And you're leading the conversation better than most guys are. But if you have attractive, high value things going on in your life, then you definitely want to bring this up to create more attraction early on, because she spent 2 minutes with you. You know, everything that you say is going to really shape the way that she perceives you. So I want to try to find somewhat smooth ways to get those things out as early as possible, you know. And as a guy, you know that in every interaction that you enter, you're going to be asked the same questions in pretty much all of them. So you can actually pre-plan these responses. And then you can sort of frame it in the way that you think that she's going to be the most receptive to. But this comes with experience. You get better at reading the girl, and you will know how to frame it to each individual girl. And also, do not shut down her idea of a strip club date. Because what I'm saying, this is like, she is almost like sexualizing the conversation, which is not a bad thing at all. That's like an incredibly fucking positive thing. And I feel like if you're shutting that down, that just means that if I was a girl, at least, I would think the first thing, like, that you would be kind of sexually boring from that.
Okay.
Cool. Does anyone have any other feedback? Eden, Anya?
No, I think they said it all.
Cool. Anya, do you have anything to add?
Yeah, I agree. It was pretty boring.
Okay. All right, cool. Yeah, I mean, I think they covered pretty much everything I was going to say. Also, now that I got NDMP backstage, I can pay attention more on these speed dates instead of having a full-on battle with fucking neck-beard, basement-dwelling dick flashers. All right, thank you, Sid. Appreciate you, buddy.
Thanks, Alex. Yeah, thanks, everyone.
Of course.
All right, let's see who's next. All right, so we see a few people backstage. Let's start with Six Pill. I need 2 fingers. You're lagging really badly too. I don't know how well it's gonna work. Do you want to try to go inside or something? I can tell you're outside, but it's like super duper laggy. Allie, 2 fingers, 3 fingers. Okay, good. Real person. Hello.
Hey Alex, how are you?
Good. All right, so who do you want to go on date with?
Oh, 1 second. I just plugged out my thing. 1 second.
Okay.
Can you hear me okay? Is my mic okay? Because I'm having trouble with the microphone.
Yeah, you're good.
I'm good? Okay. All right, let me do Eden.
Okay. I'm going to take everyone else off stage.
Hey Eden, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. How's your speed dates been so far?
You know, the huge. A little tiring.
The usual Friday night.
I wouldn't say the usual. Once in a while, Alex decides to remember me and invites me in.
True. And you're a sex and dating coach, so you're like a great person for feedback and stuff like that.
Sure. Yeah. Depends who you ask. If you fuck with my advice, then you fuck with my advice. I kind of have a straightforward, straight shooting way of saying things. And I feel like it resonates with a lot of people and some it doesn't. So
sure. You can't please everybody. So.
Exactly. And I'm not trying to.
Yeah. No, plus I feel like for some of the guys on the show, including myself, like being straightforward is good. Like, you know, we need the straightforward feedback, if you would.
Yeah, I'm not here to suck anyone's ego off. You know what I mean? So just the point.
And I believe you're in Toronto like myself, right?
I moved away from Toronto. No offense.
Oh, no. Why did you do that?
I never liked Toronto. I am so sorry. I'm one of those, like, when someone asks me, where are you from? How is Toronto? You know, because they think Toronto is like Drake and this crazy city. I'm like, it's so fucking shit. Like, it's like a wannabe LA meets New York, but tries too hard, but isn't it at all. So I moved somewhere more quiet, away, and I'm just so much happier for now until the winter comes.
So, are you still in Canada, or did you go to the US? Are you okay sharing your location, or you prefer to keep that private?
I'm just gonna say that I'm close to Ottawa. I
Mhm.
am still in Canada. Yes.
Okay. Okay. So you didn't leave Canada. So you're okay with Canada, just not Toronto.
Am I
Or are
okay
you trying to
with
like
Canada?
move out of Canada too?
Ideally, get me out of here. Like
Mhm.
ideally, to where I have no answer. But one day I'll figure it out. Just need to
What
travel.
don't you like? Is it the cold? Is it the guys here? Do you not like the Toronto guys, or what is
Oh
it?
no, I eat those guys for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But it's more so sorry, my dog again. Every time I talk, she freaks out.
Yeah, yeah. No, your
Um,
dog is needs attention, I guess.
always.
He senses my energy is trying to win your affection from him, so he's trying
Talking.
to compete.
Exactly. She's like, "Who are you talking to, Ruby?"
Mhm.
It's more the weather, the people here. I'm not a fan of. I just never felt like I found my place here, and I moved all
Gotcha.
across the GTA. So it wasn't just downtown Toronto. It was suburbs, but fuck nowhere
Mhm.
in the woods. Like I tried it all. So I feel like it's a fair assumption of Canada, and it's just not for me.
So do you like where you are now? Like, what do you like about where you're staying right now?
It's just more peaceful, quiet, small town, which I did not
Mhm.
think I would do well in, but I have been so far.
Mhm.
But that's pretty much about it. Still has its, like nothing's perfect, but the winters here are more harsh, and I can't deal
Right.
with the cold, so we'll see. I need a
Gotcha.
snowsuit.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, it's you said, did you go further north? I guess.
Well, more east. Yeah,
East.
more east.
Mm.
I'm close to Ottawa, so
Mm.
close
Do you
to
have right? Do you have plans for Halloween this year?
No, every year my friends plan this extravagant Halloween thing. I'm not a Halloween person.
No.
So this year, since I'm away from Toronto and all of
So
that,
you're like, thank God, I don't have
yeah,
to deal with all this. I don't have to get dressed.
no. How about
Yeah.
you?
Uh Probably will do something. I'm looking at costumes at the moment,
Such
thinking about
as?
such as I don't know. I could do something boring like Dracula. That's one idea.
Okay.
Something classic, vampire. Or I'm thinking maybe like a what do you call it, NASCAR racer or something like that. A little bit.
Why? Because all the F1 girls and stuff.
Well, you know what? I feel as if that it's like it comes to Montreal as well. I was there, so it's pretty popular, and who doesn't like to go really fast and risk your life on a regular basis.
I mean, I don't think I'd like to risk my life on a regular basis, but I get what you're saying.
Okay, it's not for everyone, maybe. So
That's-
what would be so you're not doing a costume this year, I guess, but let's say imagine we had like a matching costume. What would it be, like me and you? What do you think would be a good how would we match up in a costume?
I've been preparing for this my whole life.
And
Dwight Schrute and from The Office. Did you watch The Office?
not really. I know like it's one of those things that everybody wants you to watch, but I didn't watch it. So wait, am I Dwight, right? I believe.
No, are you kidding me? I'm Dwight.
That's-
Excuse me.
You're Dwight.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's sexy.
Is that's the guy with the glasses?
Yes.
Okay. And who would I be then?
Michael Scott or Angela.
Okay, interesting.
The
Okay.
blonde one with the stick up her ass that secretly has a thing for Dwight. Well, not secretly, they end up being together, but
Okay. So we may get in trouble then at work. Maybe you have a call from the HR or something.
All right. So Eden, would you go on a date with Allie?
Ali, you like at points I was like, would I go on a date with him? Yes. And then would I go on a date with him? No. So it was a very yes and no. You're really good at talking. I really enjoy my conversation with you. I was smiling from ear to ear, which is weird. Normally I'm like, great conversation. You let me talk my ass off, which was great. But I think, yes, I felt I didn't have that like connection with you. I think we both felt it. It was just more of like a friendly thing. But you got great communication skills, I think, through and through. You did try and make it a little bit spicy about the HR comment, which I think made sense, even though you don't know much about the office. So that was good that you tried to show me that you're taking interest in things that I'm interested in that you might not know anything about. So I like the effort there. Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I just feel like it was a more of a friendly thing than anything else.
All right, let's let everyone else get feedback. Anya, Alex,
Yeah, sure. I'll go ahead.
go ahead,
So,
Lindberg.
so, so in the beginning, your voice was pretty monotone, which is probably because you're doing this fucking live stream, probably a little bit nervous. It's completely fucking understandable. Like, who wouldn't be? But let's say that this could very, very easily lead to girls giving you the feedback that you were a bit boring. So even if you would pick topics that would be like interesting and fun, if you would speak with that monotone, flat tonality, then they would still think it's boring. It's so important which tonality you're using. It's so important. Whereas if you had sounded more expressive and you had like a bigger range in your tonality, you would come across much more charismatic and fun, and also probably confident on top of that as well. But your voice does change for the better. And I think it was something around the comment like, "Oh no, why did you move?" And that was like the first time where I felt like, okay, there's like a little bit of emotion. He's getting a little bit more interesting. But I think something that was really, really key, when you were talking to her here, was when you brought up the topic about the guys in Toronto, which I think is a great fucking topic, by the way, because you get like some really good screening, you get some really good information. And the way she answered the question, she said, "I eat those guys for breakfast, lunch, and dinner." So if I was talking to her, I would read this as if she thinks that most of the guys in Toronto are way too soft for her. So I would like to test that theory out. And I would like to kind of ask her, like, sort of assume that this is the case. So I would say probably something like, "Hey, I totally understand. Like, I can tell that most guys here in Toronto, they will be way too soft for you and they couldn't handle you." Like that kind of thing. And you can see how she could react to that. And if you hit it right, you get a lot of bonus point for displaying this awareness. And this could, especially if you're doing this early on, this could really help shift your perception to be like much, much more favorable, because you displayed this awareness, which if you are aware of this, then you're probably then there's chance that you could be this type of guy that she couldn't just fucking walk all over and eat for breakfast. And that would build a lot of attraction. But also you're spending a lot of time here chit-chatting. And this would be like, okay, if this was like an in-person date, like you're meeting at a bar or something, where you have unlimited time. But here, I think you get like 5 minutes here.
To get to the point.
Yeah, exactly.
I felt it too,
Yeah.
I was thinking,
if this was in another scenario, like in a nightclub or something, you simply don't have the time to do all this small talk, right? So you need really to find these opportunities to move the interaction forward. And I really feel like the big opportunity here was when she said, "I'd eat those guys for breakfast, lunch, and dinner," because you can really take that further. You could really
I wanted to comment on that, but I felt like she kept going with the convo, and then maybe I should have brought it back. To that. Yeah, I see what you're saying. I was gonna say something to that, but then
yes.
And I was like, I didn't feel like I got the chance after. Or maybe I should have brought it back, because you're right. That was
bring it back. Bring it back, because that's the perfect fucking opportunity. Even if this would be my mindset at least. Even if it would, of course you want to try to do it in like a smooth way, of course, and you don't want to cut her off, ideally. But I would rather cut her off in like a non-rude as possible to get on that topic, because it's so important.
Thank you. That's good point.
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
I wouldn't have been offended if you said, I was just thinking about it, like as you were saying, cut her off. I was like, if you ever cut me off. But then I thought about it. If you said like, whoa, like kind of playfully, I would have been like, what? And then you would have said, you eat guys up for like, what is that supposed to, and then whatever. That would have been an okay way of interrupting me.
Can I ask a question actually? So like in terms of body language, do you think my body language is, or like, I guess let's say vibe, do you think there's something I could do to kind of make it a little bit more?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, for sure. The first thing that I would focus on with you would be the tonality.
Okay.
To really fix like the way you're speaking to make you sound more expressive and more charismatic.
Interesting.
And then after that, the thing is, when you fix the tonality, it's almost as if you become a little bit blind to the body language, because you're almost like mesmerized by how fucking charismatic you're sounding. But also, using your body like a little bit more when you're speaking. You know how Italians do; they use their hands all the time when they're fucking speaking. That's like
Who makes the pasta?
Yes, exactly. There's an easy way to just look like you're more relaxed, more comfortable, more confident. That would be like an easy one. Yeah. But obviously here you're on a fucking webcam. Like how much can you really move around and use your body language? You're a little bit limited, but you know, one advice that I would give you would be to relax a little bit more.
Yeah.
I know like, you're on the fucking live stream. There's people watching. You're a little bit nervous.
Yeah,
So
I wasn't even sure. Like I thought it was backstage. Wasn't even sure I was going to get called because I thought normally I see I'm coming. So when he called me, I was like, oh, I guess it's me. Okay, fine. But I was just kind of chilling. So yeah, I was like, I didn't have a moment to click in. Like, let me get myself ready straight, you know. But it was cool. That was actually really fun.
Anya trying to break the record for the most of time to rejoining the stream. I think you're getting really close at like 20.
Yeah, I just want to say one. I just want to end with one thing.
Like I don't know why.
If I was in your situation where I was feeling like nervous or whatever, I would try to focus on the tonality because everything else will follow up to that. And that's good. And I feel like that would be like in terms of subcoms or body language, that would be like the big limiting factor. Then maybe if body language is not 10 out of 10, sure, that's fine. But your voice absolutely has to be. That's one thing that I learned from gaming this much is that your voice really has to be on point. It really has to be.
So sorry, I know I'm taking too much time. One last question. What do you mean by how could I improve the tonality? You mean just varying it more?
Yes, so sound a little bit more expressive because in the beginning you were like
your tonality is very flat. You're like, hey, what's up? My name is Ali. I like
But then you went into like, oh no, like why did you move? Like what the fuck? Like, why are you leaving Toronto?
Yeah.
Just a little bit more expressive, a little bit more emotion. It doesn't have to be perfect, but just get some little bit more emotion in there because you need to get her feeling something.
Good tonality needs to have range. There needs to be ups and downs. If you watch like my speed dates or like my infield, you'll see like ranges. You'll see at some points that I'm speaking very slow and seductive like. At some point, I'm like kind of speaking faster. At some point, I'm fucking around. At some point, I'm kind of doing like the fake angry thing. Yeah, girl, what the fuck you say? Like, I don't know. So there's just a lot of variety. There's a lot of emotion there. Also, just one really quick thing that I wrote down. There's always a lot of missed opportunities with these speed dates, but when she said get me out of here, I would have probably just riffed off that. I'd be like, all right, you can sleep under my bed. I'll give you 2 weeks.
Oh yeah, no, I didn't pick up on that. That's a good one. Okay, I see.
Yeah, I guess it's just like my brain is naturally good at picking up at like weird, awkward moments to make things sexual. But yeah, cool. Does anyone have any other feedback?
Thanks a lot.
Cool. All right, buddy. Take care.
Peace.
All right, Anya, we got a speed date for you, but let's see if your internet can hold up for 5 minutes. So, okay, let me remove Ali. All right, buddy. I'll see you later. Okay, so Sid, give me 2 fingers. I want to know it's real you. So we're going to bring Sid back for round 2. Let's see if he can redeem himself. All right.
Okay.
So Sid and Anya sitting on a tree, Kissing. Well, we'll see. All right, I'm going to take everybody else.
Hey, Anya, how's it going?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. So what do you usually like to do for fun?
I like plants and I like bugs and I like growing stuff. I've grown mushrooms and some other really cool plants. I really love nature. So I mean, that's all that I do. I like video games. I play a lot of Animal Crossing.
Oh, video games. Like what kind of video games do you play?
I mainly right now I play like The Sims is something I've been playing for years and I can't get off of it. I feel like I can't switch to another game other than like Animal Crossing or something stupid like that.
Okay. I haven't played that before, so I have no idea what that game is. Yeah. Have you played like GTA or something before?
Huh?
GTA, like Grand Theft Auto. Have you played any of
I used
those?
to play it when I was younger. Yeah, I used to love that game. I used
Oh
to
yeah,
have
which?
the steering wheel controller with the gas pedal and stuff like that when I was like
Oh.
I used to love that.
Which is your favorite GTA game out of all the games that are out?
I really like San Andreas.
Same. I loved San Andreas. Like, yeah, people are all like, they like GTA 5, that's their favorite game and stuff. And I'm like, no, San Andreas was the OG.
It just always hit different, especially on the PS2 with the graphics and all that.
Exactly.
Nostalgic.
I still like sometimes play San Andreas. So the last time I played was like 6 months ago. I keep downloading it back on my laptop using emulators and stuff and try to play it. I was obsessed with that game back in the day.
Yeah, so was I. I used to play with my nephew a lot.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
What other things do you do? Do you like watch anime and stuff?
I love anime, yeah.
Oh, you do? Nice. That's perfect. Like, which anime have you watched?
Death Note's my favorite. I like Demon Slayer. I've
Uh-huh.
been watching Spy Family recently. That's pretty good.
Uh-huh.
I really liked what's it called? Parasite. That was a
Right.
really good one. I like Tokyo
Right.
Ghoul.
Uh-huh.
I
You know,
like-
Death
I
Note
really
is
like
my
the
favorite
darker-
anime as well.
I like the darker ones.
Yeah, I love dark
The ones
anime.
that
Like,
have more gore
yeah,
and stuff like
like,
that. I don't know why. I've always been more into those rather than like, except for
right.
when I was little. I liked Sailor Moon and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
That's always nostalgic. But yeah,
Right. Have you seen Attack on Titan?
of course I have. Yeah, I
Yeah.
haven't
So
seen the ending yet.
I just recently watched it. I had no idea it would be like in a way similar to Death Note because I like anime that have, you don't know who's right, who's wrong. It all depends on perspective. Yeah.
No,
So
actually,
yeah, so I had no idea Attack on Titan was going to be like that. And
yeah.
once I watched
No,
it, I loved it.
I love it.
Sorry?
You never know what's gonna like happen in that show. It's always like there's always a twist.
Exactly. So
You
how
never know
about,
what's gonna happen.
would you like to go to an anime convention out on a first date?
On a
Like,
first date?
yeah.
Um, maybe. Maybe. I mean, like, I haven't been to one yet, so I feel
You
like,
haven't?
and I
Me
also
neither. It's going to be my first time as well.
wicked bad like social anxiety like in person.
Uh-huh.
So I feel like going out is not something I would want to do for getting to know someone.
Uh-huh.
I feel like I
Right,
probably
right, right.
know someone first, you know.
Oh yeah. We could just, play San Andreas, play it on multiplayer and bond over there. Yeah, we could shoot up some cities.
Oh yeah. Get 5 stars.
Get 5 stars. Back when I used to play San Andreas, I used to always add the cheat code for the 5-star cop thing. And I used to
Yeah.
spend the entire time trying to avoid those cops. It was my favorite part of the game.
I mean, I feel like that's the main objective whenever
Right. Right. Once I was so bored while I was playing GTA that I was actually following all the traffic rules.
All right, Eden, real quick, can you put on? Okay, there we go. Wow, the most impressive thing about this is that Anya's internet held in there for 4 minutes.
Right.
On
Let's give
I
a big
can't
round of applause to
believe it. That's
the gods of
I
Wi-Fi.
feel like that's the longest time.
Go, Comcast, Comcast. All right, so Anya, would you go on a date with Sid?
Infinity.
Sorry, what'd you say?
I mean, I feel like we interests and stuff like that, but I feel like probably not like more platonic, like a friend.
Yeah, that's kind of the vibe I got too. I wrote down a few
Be more
things.
of a friend.
Now that I don't have to have a full-time war with the fucking dick flash, I can actually like pay attention to these. So there's like a lot of missed opportunities. Like I always say, like for example, she says I like to grow mushrooms, right? I would just riff off that. I'd be like, are we talking about mushrooms or mushrooms, right? Like what kind of mushrooms is she growing? That's pretty interesting to me. Is she growing shrooms or is she just growing some fucking shiitakes? Based on her answer, she's like, oh yeah, I'm growing shrooms. I'd be like, oh cool, I love tripping and blah blah blah. Or like I've never tripped, but it's like wow, that's like I would just riff off that. Or if she's just growing like regular fucking mushrooms, I'd be like, oh, so you can be my hookup for shiitakes, and I'll fucking come to you for the best shiitake mushrooms. I don't know. I would just riff off that. Also, like you're like, would you like to go to an anime convention for a first date? Like that can be rephrased much better. So I guess our first date is going to be an anime convention, right? That's much better way of saying the same exact thing, getting the same point across. But yeah, like that, I'm gonna have the same feedback for you that I've had for you a lot. Is that the conversation was just very platonic and just kind of like a little on the boring side. You were able to find some interest, but there was no there's no spark, there was no sexual tension.
Right.
And that's kind of why you got the answer you got. But yeah, Alex, Genevieve, Eden, if you guys have anything to add to that.
Yes, of course, absolutely. So the first thing I noticed was that you said, "I have no idea what," and this is like you did this in the previous interaction as well.
Yeah.
This is one bad habit of yours, because you really need to get out of this habit of sounding clueless. It's actually much better to sound like you know what you're talking about, even if you don't, or like at least you don't have to comment on it. Like you don't have to say, "Oh, I have no idea about that. I know nothing about that." Like you could just be like, "Okay, cool, move on." She's talking about bugs growing. I'd be shocked if this girl didn't grow weed, which is pretty much what Alex said as well. But it's just it's an easy way to get into something that could potentially turn a little bit more sexual later, especially with both with weed and shrooms. Actually, you said so. Personally, I don't know shit about anime. I'm breaking the feedback that I just gave you, by the way. But I know absolutely, I've never watched anime in my entire life. But for you, if you're gonna talk about anime in each interaction, you need to plan this out a little bit more. You need to find a way to somehow use this entire anime thing in your interactions if you're gonna talk about it. I feel like with most girls, you absolutely should not talk about anime. But if you have to do it, if you absolutely just have to talk about it, you need to find a way to actually use it in the interaction rather than just kind of like burning time. And I'm sure there's some way to make this sexual, or at least a little bit more spicy. Something that you could relate to anime in some way. But that's up to you to sort of figure that out, how you're going to do that. And also, you're talking about the anime convention. It's both your first time, so first time is always the most special. You're gonna make it special. But she also says that she doesn't want to go out, and this is actually so fucking true. Most girls don't want to go on these like big things or like big commitments for a first date. Like it would be so much easier to get her out on something a little bit more like low pressure, low key. Like hey, we'll grab a drink. Like that's so much easier, because also like I know that most girls are thinking about this. Like, all right, well, fuck. If I want to bounce, like how am I gonna have like an exit strategy here? For example, like most girls wouldn't go with you to like a wedding on a first date because it's too big of a fucking commitment, right? Like I think it would be much easier to get her out on a drink. Honestly, I feel like you would be far more likely to just get her straight over to your place than actually going to the convention. After you build attraction, of course, that's a given. I'm assuming that there's going to be attraction with all these things that I'm saying, because that's like the most fundamental thing. But from experience, you will probably be more likely to just get her straight to your place rather than going to an anime convention after you build attraction.
Okay.
You can be like, yo, let me see your mushroom collection.
Exactly. Yeah. Let me taste.
I want to see your shrooms. All right, Eden, Genevieve, do you have any feedback on that?
I do, yeah. This is kind of minor, but it was something that stuck with me from the beginning. She was talking initially about how she plays video games, and in the same sentence, she said essentially, I play video games. I play a lot of Animal Crossing. And your response to that was, oh, what do you play? Which to me makes it sound like you weren't listening to what she said. Like you already had that question formed and you were just ready to go with it, regardless of the fact that she already just told you the answer. So it felt like you weren't hearing her.
Right.
Yep. Do you have any?
I agree with everything that was said. There was a lot of information there. I felt, again, like I don't know anything about anime. I don't know anything about anything that you guys really spoke about, to be honest with you, just here and there. Like I know Animal Crossing and I know Sims and I love that. But I felt like it sounded like you guys, and don't take this the wrong way, but it sounded like you guys met on a Facebook group of like common like interests and you were just stuck with that. And the problem with that, there's no dimension. It's like, great, we like the same shit. Like, okay, big fucking deal. It's not that hard to find people who like the same things as you. What's hard is to build a connection out of the things that you guys like and to see if you can get a little bit more personal rather than just like, oh, I play this video game. Cool, I play this video game. Like, we don't need to go through a laundry list of things. Like, okay, great. You know what she likes. Now, how can you spin it? That's where creativity and personality comes in. If you don't have it, you don't have it, right? It's just one of those things that you need to fine tune with time. but you did keep the conversation flowing, like I said last time. So you have something going for you, but you just really need to stop making it seem like you guys are meeting on a Facebook group or like fucking just listing the things that you like. You know what I mean?
Right.
And no offense, I think the very first question, like, so what do you do for fun? Or like, it's when guys ask girls this question, I want to fucking shoot myself in the face because it's so annoying. Like, I don't know. I'm not fun right now because you asked me a stupid question. And like, all I do is walk my dog and read my book. And now I sound like a loser. Like, you know what I mean? So let's try and push away from that. Like, what do you do for fun? And it's not an interview. And I'm not like in grade 6, like let's. Sorry, right. I had to go in on that. I love you though. You're really cool. You're really good at what you do, but it's so expected and boring.
I wholeheartedly agree with that.
Yeah.
But we got to find a better question.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Agreed. All right, cool. Awesome. Thanks, Sid. Appreciate you, buddy.
Thanks, everyone. Yeah, bye-bye.
Awesome.
All right, take care. All right, so we got quite a few people backstage. All right, Sick Pill, give me another 2 fingers. Okay. Real, let's bring you on. Oh, he's wearing a suit this time. Look at that. All right, so you said you want to go on a date with who? Genevieve?
Yes.
All right, cool. I'm going to take everybody else.
So, how's your day going today?
Hi, it's going well. How about you?
Yep, I'm at work trying to get some practice on my social skills.
That's why you're all dressed up today, then.
Yeah, it used to be not like that, but they kind of made a change. They said they gave us the coat and the tie.
I like it. That's a good addition.
Yeah, it looks very good if somebody comes on a limo dress like this. So, I mean, I think our first date would be at the amusement park. Do you like the amusement parks?
Oh, I hate roller coasters. So there are some aspects of amusement parks that I like, but I am not a roller coaster fan.
So In-N-Out or something, some type of fast food or something, or a restaurant?
Possibly a restaurant or some other kind of like a drink or coffee or something. Like a snack option.
Yeah.
Dessert. I love dessert. That could be a good choice.
Yes, absolutely. So are you having fun here doing this?
Yeah, this is my first time that I'm doing this, and it's been cool. I would definitely do it again.
Yeah. I mean, I've been here a couple times, so it's kind of fun. Yeah. Where do you do for fun?
Kind of standard activities. I like to read. I like to cook a lot. I have several pets. I really like animals. And this, I suppose, is a good example of something that I like to do for fun. I'm really interested in human sexuality and relationships and dynamics of that sort. So.
Yeah, I've become so fascinated with gigolos. What do you think about those?
With what?
Gigolo.
I'm sorry, I actually don't know what that is.
It's like a version of a male prostitute, basically.
Oh, a gigolo. I'm so sorry. I've not heard it. I didn't recognize the pronunciation. Yeah, male sex workers definitely have like a very interesting experience in the industry, very different probably from their female counterparts from what I've heard.
Yeah, you have to give a girl a good experience if she's paying for your time. That sounds so good. Somebody's paying for your time.
Well, I think anytime you're providing a service, you want to make sure they're having a good experience and enjoying themselves regardless of gender.
Yeah, yes. And do you prefer the man pay on first date?
I think that whoever initiates the first date should pay.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of old-fashioned etiquette, but I do think that's kind of the polite route, at least for the first date.
Yeah. Some of these shows that I'd be watching, they'd be like, I want the girl to take me seriously. seriously, I don't know if I pay, she might have a roster or something. She might be going on a bunch of dates.
Is that a
Yeah.
concern for you?
It's not a concern for me because I never go on a date. But but the way they're saying it kind of makes sense. I wouldn't want somebody, if I'm dating, I wouldn't want them to take me seriously.
Yeah, I think that's probably a common desire for people.
Yeah.
Both
They
parties want
make
to be taken seriously, for sure.
they make it sound like the girl doesn't take you seriously. That's what they do.
I think probably there's a lot of girls who feel like they're not being taken seriously by guys in these situations also.
Yeah. So I should pay on first date.
If you initiate the date, my recommendation is that you are ready to pay for it. If you invite someone out, then standard etiquette dictates that you should be picking up the bill for that.
Are you from the 90s at all? I'm from the 90s. Are you from the 90s?
I mean, I lived through the 90s, yes.
Do you remember anything from the 90s, like the boy band stuff? That was pretty big.
That was, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, Genevieve, would you go on a date with Sick Pill?
I would not. No.
What do you think you could have done better?
I feel like it was a very awkward back and forth right from the get-go. You made a guess about the amusement parks, which could have gone either way, right? A lot of people do like amusement parks. They're not for me. But then it felt really weird that your next jump was like, do I want to go to In-N-Out? Like, I don't know how those were my options. That felt kind of jarring. I felt like we just jumped around a lot. And then towards the end, just asking, are you from the 90s? What about those boy bands? I don't feel like the conversation was following any kind of direction or flow. I also feel as if you were completely unaware of my initial attempts to compliment that you have this like suit and tie going on, and I said it was a good look, and I think that was really me opening up a door to have like some sort of complimentary flirtation, and that was kind of just disregarded.
Okay, so here are some feedback I have for you. So first of all, camera angles. Okay,
Yes.
how good do I look like this? Right? Do I look sexy?
Nah.
Like
Lift it. Lift it.
Higher angle is better. A higher
yeah,
angle
like
is always
much better, right? So this is like, I feel like 80% of guys have no idea about angles. It blows my mind. But that's just a really quick basic thing.
Wait, show us your face. Tell him to do it. I want to see how he actually
Move it up.
looks like.
Move it up.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
No.
No,
Well,
that's
don't
the wrong. Okay.
Yeah.
That's better. That's a bit better.
Much better
Okay.
already.
I would pop the glasses off. Let's pop the glasses off.
And then
Okay.
turn yourself into the light a little bit more. Because you've got a shadow situation.
Yeah. There's room for improvement there. Yeah, it's looking a little better.
The glasses.
Okay, so then the second thing is that I feel like, I don't know how to say this. Your vibe is like very soft, like very like, hey, yeah, it's like the girl doesn't get the feeling, yo, this guy can fuck the shit out of me. It's like, oh, this guy's gonna like go clothes shopping with me. It's like you seem very like nice, but like just like not nice in a kind way where it's like, oh, I like this guy, but like way too nice, like way too nice guy. And I don't really have like a good like one way you can fix that. I mean, I think that, I don't know, like, how would I make myself less soft? I would probably do things that are difficult, go up to random girls on the street, face rejection, work difficult jobs, like that require social rejection, fucking exercise a lot, like put myself through trauma. I don't know. It's tough, right? But maybe Lindberg can talk more on that. And also, this was very much like an interview. It was like, so what do you think about the manosphere? It's like I would avoid all those questions entirely. Like it's got to be like a date, not like an interview. But yeah, that's my feedback. But yeah, Lindberg, if you can touch more about the whatever not being soft thing.
Yes, of course. So I think everyone gave really great feedback. So Alex said soft. He used that word to describe it. To be completely honest, I think most girls would also read it creepy with that soft tonality, right? So, coming back to this again, I gave this feedback earlier in another speed date where like it's so important, like the way you speak. It is so absolutely fucking critical that you get it right. So I could also speak soft, and I could speak like this, or I could speak like this, like my normal speaking voice. There's literally a difference. You just change the way you speak, and that would make a massive fucking difference for you. Also, the camera angle, that was like I couldn't get my mind off of that. And I didn't know exactly what it was, but now I fucking realized. It's like my dad also has this, or like my grandparents, they have this angle when we're video calling. It's the old people, the old person's angle, you know? And also, I would say that the reality is that most girls, they don't want to meet guys who are working on their social skills. That is unfortunately like the reality of it. So even if you are, and like obviously I'm always working on my social skills. This is my fucking job to teach it, but I wouldn't necessarily mention it or bring it up in a conversation, or at least not in that way. Because when you tell girls that you're working on their social skills, well, the only assumption they can make, they have to jump to the conclusion really that something is wrong with you socially. Really. So I would just avoid bringing that up. Because it's not going to do you good in any way, shape, or form whatsoever. It's really great that you are working on it, but don't tell them. You can tell your guy friends. That's fine. They're going to be more understanding of it, but you can't tell girls that you just met because they are forming their initial perception. It's the first impression. It's not the thing that you want to throw in there. Also, you asked, what do you do for fun? And this is Eden, she just talked about how much she hates this exact question. And to me personally, when I hear this question, I feel like this is something that people ask when they don't know what else to say. So, you know, which is fine. Like, but I would try to plan other things, let's say. And also, if a girl is telling you that she's interested in human sexuality, that is a great fucking thing for the interaction. Like that is, if a girl would tell me that, I would be like, all right, fuck, this is perfect. Thank you very much. So there are like a million ways that you could jump on that. And I feel like you chose probably the least positive way to jump on it, really. Male prostitutes. There are a lot of other things sexually that could be brought up here, right? A lot of other things. So, I mean, one easy thing that you can ask her without being like too direct or like too abrupt or uncalibrated about it, could just be like, "Hey, that's amazing. Like, what do you find? Like, what do you find the most fascinating about human sexuality or whatever she just said?" That could be like an easy way. But also, when you get into that topic, and this is obviously, I don't know if you have much experience with this. I don't want to make assumptions. But when you are talking about sexual topics, you need to make sure that you sound as absolutely experienced as you can make yourself sound. You need to take authority on these topics. Obviously, Genevieve, she's a sexpert. She's a sexpert. But I can imagine from her perspective that if she's going to consider fucking a guy, that guy would have a much higher probability of making that happen if she also perceives him as an authority or an equal there. Because girls are typically not going to be into guys that are much less experienced than them, right? So that's something for the future, right? Maybe not now, like you got other things to work on first, but that's something that you absolutely want to focus on later on. And also, when you say, do you prefer if the man pays on the first date? I feel like this is a question. If I was a girl and someone would ask me this question, first of all, yes, we're living in the age of feminism. Yes, women are supposed to pay, blah, blah, blah. But the reality is that most women, they don't really want to fucking pay on the first date. And it's not about the money. It's about feeling taken care of, feeling safe and protected, all of these things. So, you know, and also, if you're making it a big deal that you have to pay on the first date, it makes you sound cheap. And I think that is really like the biggest problem. It makes you sound cheap, as if you're not willing to pay this beautiful girl who's sitting in front of you having a great time. You can't spend $10 on a drink.
I just would avoid that topic at all. Like I just wouldn't, even if I was.
Just avoid that topic completely, because I don't see any way you can have a positive outcome from that topic. Also, you said I never go on dates. You don't have to say that. Don't say that, because that is essentially like, it just makes it sound like no girls want to go on dates with you, simply put. Even if that's the case, even if that is the case, because fuck, a lot of guys been there, right? You don't have to say it. There's nothing positive that will ever come from it.
Yeah, you don't have to tell everything about yourself. That's true. All right. Does anyone have any other feedback? I mean, Lindberg kind of nailed it.
Yeah, I have just one more thing to add. I don't know if it was said. But after everything that she said, you said, yeah. Like you kind of were like, shut the fuck up, and like, I'm not listening to you. That's how I took it when you were like, yeah. Oh, absolutely. Like, what absolutely? You know what I mean? I was like, what is this response? Be careful. I know that you're trying to show her that, yes, I understand, or I'm listening, or whatever. It comes off condescending when you're like, yeah. You know, when you tell someone to shut up and you're like, yeah, shut up, right? That's how it comes across. Don't ask what you do for fun. You guys heard my rants. Thank you for bringing that up again. The gigolo comment out of nowhere. I know that you thought it made sense. It didn't. Let her take the lead sometimes. If you don't know what to say, ask her questions about herself more so when in doubt. People love talking about themselves. Paying conversation off the table. There was no connection from one topic to the next. It was like, oh, and what about this? How do you feel about people paying? And gigolo. And I don't go on dates. That's what it sounded like from an outsider. Do you know what I mean? So no connection. Angling of the camera, big one. You look cute when you pull it up, buddy. Like down here, it's not cute for nobody. Okay. Mm-hmm. So just keep that in mind. But everything else that everyone said, I agree with.
I would just add, like, the last thing, I'm trying to like think of ways to word this without like coming off as insulting. So I hope you don't take it the wrong way, because I'm just trying to be constructive. But okay, like in every person, like guy, girl, there's like a level of dominance that they have, right? And like generally speaking, men are more dominant than women, but like not always. Some women are more dominant than others. Like for example, Eden, I would say, is a bit more on the dominant side compared to someone like Anya, right? But and again, I'm not trying to offend you, but you are less dominant than every single one of the girls on the panel. It's just it just kind of is what it is. Doesn't mean that it has to stay that way. It's not genetic. It's just like kind of like your personality. It's like it's very soft, and that's just like a turn off to girls, because they see like, oh, this guy's like, he's weak, or he's not confident, or he's not assertive, right? So I just think that like, yeah, it's just like if you can fix the softness problem, that would go a long way, and just being more dominant and more assertive. Not in like a fucking cringy red pill way, but in like an actually I'm confident and I know what the fuck I want type of way. But yeah, cool. Anyway, thanks for coming on, Sick Pill. Appreciate you, man.
Thank you.
Yeah. I just really didn't know how to deliver that without like being insulting. It's like, how do you say that? Okay, so John, you give me 2 fingers. Okay. Hello.
What's up, guys? How you doing?
Pretty good. So you said you want to go on date with Eden?
Let's give it a shot.
All right, cool. Let's make sure there's no feedback on your end. Hang on, I'm adding your mic settings. Say something.
Check. Mic check.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, cool. I'm gonna take everybody.
All right, Eden. Nice to meet you. First of all, my name's John.
Nice to meet you, John.
So, what do you do for work?
I thought you were gonna say for fun. I was gonna fucking lose.
No, trust me.
I was like, all right, guys, good fucking night. What do I do for work? I'm a dating and sex coach. So I do private sessions on Zoom normally, and I make content on YouTube. I have a podcast as well.
What's the name of the podcast?
I do E-Product and Brands.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah.
So, what kind of? I'm also a YouTuber as well. It's kind of interesting.
I can tell by the green screen and the tripod in the back there.
Yeah, it's got like my half little stream setup going, but I don't make quite the same kind of content as you, but yeah, this is all new to me. So where are you from?
I'm from Toronto originally. I don't live there anymore. How about you?
I live in a small state of New Jersey. I know Alex can relate. Sounds like you weren't too excited to talk about Canada. Do you want to leave?
Yeah. It's so fucking boring. There's nothing here. I don't understand the hype around it. And I've been here my whole life. I think that's why maybe the appeal isn't there, but.
You ever think about coming to the States or no?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think so. I have family in Florida. I've been around the States. Actually saw Alex when I was in Miami.
Okay.
It just doesn't call me either. I feel like I fit more, and correct me if I'm wrong, a small little town somewhere in a hole in Europe, just away from the world.
No, that's awesome.
That's where I'm
Okay.
at.
So what do you like about making content?
Well, I like to talk about things I'm passionate about, I think, and it just comes naturally to me. And it's just a fun way of doing things. I don't even realize, the time that's passed. I go on lives on TikTok all the time, and it's like 2-3 hours. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? I don't even realize. So I think when
Yeah,
you're passionate,
exactly.
that's pretty much it. You get to be creative, talk about things you love. So it's a win-win.
Meet people. I think it's definitely a plus.
Yeah.
Do you like helping people or no?
Do I like helping people?
Yeah.
Well, of course. I mean, even if I didn't, would I say no? No, I of
Fair
course
enough.
I love helping people. And it's crazy. I was in Europe a few weeks ago in Malta, out of all places.
Mhm.
First time being there, and I ran into 2 subscribers in Malta. Do you know what I mean? And I don't have a big following and nothing like that. And so that was a really surreal moment for me. I was like, oh my God. And it was lovely. It was lovely to see. So
Did you feel like a celebrity a little bit?
no, I get so
No?
flustered. No. I might seem like I come across super, but in person, I'm like, why are they looking at me? Oh, someone's coming up to me,
Yeah.
Um, and then it's usually like, oh my God, I was so scared to come up to you. You seem so scary online. And I'm like, oh, well, am I that scary in person? They're like, no, you're cool. So it was cute. It's nice.
No, that's awesome. That's great.
How about you?
Yeah, so I actually it's a weird, I don't know how I got onto this. It kind of one thing led to another, but I teach people how to make money trading, crypto, forex, all this other stuff. Um and it's almost the same thing. Like it started out small. It started out as just people wanted to see what I do, document it, and it kind of turned into me wanting to help, or people asking questions about certain things, and it kind of turned into like a service where people would ask me, hey, can I get on a call with you? Hey, I'm doing this. And you'd be surprised like with the amount of people you meet and all the mistakes that they make, all the degeneracy, as I like to call it. Yeah, that's kind of like my thing. I turn degenerates into profitable traders for the most part. So yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. I don't know much about that, but I feel like so many people online, right? They're just constantly searching for new ways to make money. So I feel like that's such a good avenue, and educating people is what I do
Yeah.
as well. So I can totally relate. It's like sometimes I think that what I say is so common sense that I shouldn't fucking say it, but then
Yeah.
it needs to be said because some idiot, and I call them idiots, like they love it, but
Nope.
some
Yep.
idiot across the world is like, oh fuck, wow, now I get it. I'm like, are you serious? So there's always an avenue. There's always something to do. There's always something to talk about. Even if you don't feel like it's something special.
Oh yeah. No,
Weird.
so you'd be surprised like the stories you hear, the interactions you have with other people. So it's definitely a fun career path. So
It is. Yeah.
Wow, I didn't think I would get this far. So what do you? I'm completely sorry. It's been a while for me.
You know what
Oh,
Saved by the bell. Saved by the bell.
It's a good time anyway. All right. So Eden, would you go on a date with Johnny?
No, but we could totally collab.
Let's do it.
Where do you think you could have done better?
Again, I felt like it was just one of those things where like we connected on something, we just like kept talking about it, and I was like, let's dwindle out of this because I really don't know much about what you do, and I can't add on to it, although I would like to, but I had nothing to add on to. So it's like, okay, time for the conversation to switch over because we're gonna hit a wall, and sure enough, we did. Yeah, and I think when you got a little nervous, like towards the end there, what I like to do when I get nervous too is to see what's around me, what's common ground. Yes, we're virtual, so it's a little bit different, but like I was staring at that fucking green screen the whole time. I don't know if you noticed, but
Yeah.
like, are you looking at me or the green screen? And you could have brought up like, something quirky like that, since we're both in the industry in a way, right? YouTubing and things like that, bring it back. But yeah, it was just very friendly, lackluster. I feel like there was no like sexiness or pizzazz or something that could make it memorable. That's pretty much it, I think.
Definitely something to work on.
You have a great voice, though, so utilize that.
I appreciate it.
I'll get rid of the mustache, though. If you're going to keep the mustache, grow out the beard.
I have really bad facial hair genetics. Definitely something to work on.
I'll just shave the mustache then. The mustache by itself look is just not that good. All right, but let's see. Lindberg, Anya, Genevieve, you have anything to add?
Yes, of course, I'll go. So very common pattern on these speed dates that there are just like these basic canned questions early on. And it's very, very predictable. What do you do for fun? What do you do for work? What do you think about Toronto? Those kind of things. So like I haven't watched a lot of these speed dates, I'm going to be honest. But if I wanted to really stand out on these speed dates, I would be the only guy to not ask these basic questions. I would, and obviously this is not necessarily going to be easy, right? But instead just riffing off of everything she's saying and trying to have a little bit of banter, right? That would be much more effective. You would really stand out more. You would really spike a lot more emotion. It would be a much more just interesting experience, because the last thing you want her to feel, she only has her first impression to go off of. So if it is, let's say, 5 minutes of these canned questions, then if she goes on a date, if she grabs a drink, then the only thing she can reasonably expect is another hour of these questions. But of course, this will be more difficult, but I feel like that is really, if you want to stand out from other guys, get away from these questions as quickly as possible. But my impression of you is that you're like a socially calibrated guy. Like you're like, I feel like you would have like a good foundation, because I feel like you're socially aware. And I mean, that sounds like something that might be like an obvious thing, but it's really not. And it's not just like in the manosphere or whatever. Like the average guy is not fucking socially aware whatsoever, and that is just the reality, right? So I feel like in that way you're definitely starting off from a higher point than most guys. Like I can just tell that you're a socially aware guy, and that's fucking great. But as she said, the entire conversation is just platonic, and it is basic kind of questions. But you're nervous. You're on the stream. You're feeling a bit nervous. So this is completely like to be expected, right? Yeah. But it would be like a really good thing if maybe you come on these more and get a little bit more used to it. I feel like if you weren't nervous, you would do way better, because you're a socially aware guy.
It's weird because I stream, like I do this for a living. So I don't know why it got to me.
You sit and you talk in front of a camera for a living, so you're probably not feeling nervous when you're talking about trading whatsoever. You're probably feeling like confident as shit when you're doing it. You're probably coming across way better when you are. So if you came on this speed dates more often, I feel like you would see just a massive improvement from getting over the nerves, really. And I feel like we're really going to be able to see what your sticking points are once the nerves are gone, because I feel like if I were to give someone who's stuttering feedback on their stuttering, well, that would be pretty fucking useless, because the entire reason why you're stuttering is because you're nervous. But once you get rid of the nerves, that will be completely gone. So your real sticking points will actually come up once the nerves are going to actually feeling comfortable. Then you will be able to see like more like your strategic mistakes and those kind of things. But I feel like she's giving you also like a good opportunity when she's saying that she's a sex coach. That's fucking great.
Yeah, it was. I couldn't figure out which way I wanted to go with something off of that, but I just hit a wall.
Yeah, it's understandable. You can simply ask her a question about it, like, how did you get into that? Like, what do you find most interesting about male-female dynamics? Or you could even ask her, like, what do you think is like the number one thing that guys misunderstand about female sexuality? A question like that, and that will get her to like open up. And, she'll probably give you a little bit of intel about herself there as well, which would be really good, because if she's telling you the thing that most guys are fucking up, then that could be an indicator. Maybe that's what most guys are fucking up with her. And then if you're able to sort of convey that you are not that guy, then you would get a lot of fucking bonus points. Yeah, and you said in the end, I don't think I will get this far. Obviously, you want to try to avoid that, but I understand that's just a byproduct of the nerves. So I don't even really want to give feedback on that, because it would be kind of false feedback. So
yeah,
no, I know. That's what I have.
Cool, nailed it,
guys. Appreciate it.
All right, buddy.
Thank you.
Awesome. See ya.
All right,
Yeah.
Anya, the next guy's for you. So let's see if your internet can hang in there again. Let's bring Fameless. Let me see. Let me see another 2 fingers. Okay, 3 fingers. Yep, you're good. All right.
Yep.
All right. So you ready?
Ready to go. Yo, I like your content, Alex.
Hopefully.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah, man,
Appreciate
I'm
that.
watching. No problem.
Oh. All right, let's wait for her to come back. Her internet has been really in and out. Yeah, she's like joining and rejoining every 2 seconds. Let's give her like a minute. Let me bring you on after the next guy, just simply because she's might need like a minute to join. I just want to keep it going, so I'm gonna bring you back next. That's okay. Oh, there she is.
Oh, she back?
She is back. Yep. All right. Let's see. Let's see if this.
So.
Let's see if this can
how
happen.
long
You did it once.
It worked before while I was talking, so maybe it'll do it again.
Other now, on and off the whole time. I've just been watching go on, off, on,
It's
off.
fucking insane.
You good? Like your internet? You don't got like.
I mean, apparently it's dog shit.
Got that McDonald's Wi-Fi. I ain't gonna lie, but it's all good. Type shit.
It's Xfinity, you know. I mean.
Oh, that's why you got Xfinity. What the fuck? Ugh. Like that's obviously the problem. But nah, where you from?
Boston.
From Boston, you kind of got that accent, low key type shit. Boston. Could you tell where I'm from?
No fucking idea. I'm really bad with like accents and stuff like that. Unless it's like a different country, I can usually defer those. Unless you're like from the South or something like that, you know, something distinct.
Oh, look,
but I feel like most young adults are like they have a homogenous, like the same accent these days. Like we all sound the same.
I stop you real quick. That was a big ass word. But does it look like from the country?
Huh?
Does it look like from the country?
No. You look like you're from like New York.
Yo, first try, and you were talking about the country and all this other shit. Damn, that's crazy. I ain't gonna lie. I like your eye color though. What color are your eyes? Type shit.
Green, I think.
Green? You think? You've only been alive for how?
It says that on my license. I mean.
Oh, okay, type shit. Nah, but like, so like, what ethnicities are you?
Half Russian, half French Canadian.
Half Russian, half Canadian.
French Canadian.
Damn. Whoa. That's the fuck. You ever like get that type shit? Like anyone's like different? Cause the Russian and you said Canadian, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like what the fuck. That's cool as hell. But you don't got like, you really don't have any like accent that like sounds like that. It sounds like totally like American or Canadian.
Sadly, yeah. Born and raised like in New England, so I my accent's pretty normal. I mean, I feel like I sound like everybody else. I just have a deeper voice for a woman, and that sucks.
That's hot. That does not suck.
I mean, it sucks because if I'm on the phone, it's really funny. I've been mistaken for a man so many times. They're like, "Oh, I'm sorry, sir," and I'm like,
They're just like,
okay.
Is this Anna? Who is this?
I'm like, okay, I get it, I guess. It sucks.
Nah, they be gassing it though. Honestly, you just have like a woman type of voice, like not like, you know what I'm saying? If you had like a weak voice, I'd be more like, you know what I'm saying? Like in bed, I would be like, if you sound like a little girl, I'd be like, what the fuck? But like you sound like a woman, you know what I'm saying? So the moment's gonna be good type shit. But type she like, what the fuck? Look, you got a piercing too?
I used to have a lot of them. I used to have at least like 12 on my face.
12? What the fuck? I don't see
at least 12. I had like 6 eyebrow piercings. I used to have 3 on each side. I had these 2 right here. Now I just have like scars on my face. I have these. I used to have this. I had these. I've had these. I had this.
Oh damn.
I took so many out. I mean, I kept that, but
Oh shit. Which one hurt the most?
honestly, probably my bridge right here. I've done it like 3 times though.
Ouch. Oh, that shit would hurt. I would never get a piercing on my face. I don't know. I can't do it.
I have so many scars on my face now that it's just like if I want to wear them, I could put them in at any time. I feel like, but
No, yeah.
there's such a stigma with it that I just got sick of it, so I just kept the one. When I was younger, I only had this one for like years. So this is the first one I ever had. I did all of them myself.
You did them yourself? Like you were in the mirror just what?
I've been piercing myself since I was like 12 or 13.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy. What the hell?
Yeah. I also got like a tattoo machine when I was like 18, and I completely ruined most of my body.
Type shit. Yeah, that's like too young type shit.
I was going through some shit, and I'm pretty sure I wasn't sober for most of them, so they don't look that great. And I got to get a lot of them either removed or covered up.
Yeah, nah, you look pretty well. You know what I'm saying? I think your face came out good. Type shit.
My face?
Yeah, it looks fine to me. I mean, like, I'm on the phone, so you're kind of like far, but yeah, it looks good to me. You know what I'm saying?
Well, thank you. I mean, I was told on Reddit that, like, I look like I am a 44-year-old cosplaying as a 24-year-old.
Damn.
So, like...
Yeah, that's tough. I mean, I don't see that, but...
Shit. I don't get it. I mean, I did smoke cigarettes for, like, 10 years when I was a teenager. So, like, that'll do it.
Yeah.
But...
I mean, like, it's still good.
I don't smoke them anymore. I haven't smoked them for a long time, so that's good. But
no, they were cigarettes. Type shit.
Type shit.
Yeah, I kept saying type shit. I know.
You guys sneak it in there one last time. So yeah, that was good feedback. Type shit. All right. So Anya, would you go on a date with Fameless?
I mean, no. Again, I just didn't feel that. It still felt like I was like talking to a friend.
Nah, because I was trying to slip things in there, but it just seemed like you wasn't like catching on. I was just like, okay, she's not feeling it. You know what I'm saying?
Wasn't feeling it. You know, I just didn't like the approach with it.
What do you think he could have done better?
Maybe like work smoother rather than throwing it in there.
Yeah, I think that was a problem too. I think forcing them a little bit sometimes. It was a little like
up to it.
Yeah.
It was a little like
sorry.
Literally, your internet only works when you're on a speed date. As soon as the speed date is over, you start like cutting out. I've never seen this before. Yeah, I mean, typically when like 95% of the time I can predict the girl's answer pretty accurately. This is one of the times where I actually thought there was a good chance you're going to get a yes. I was like not 100% sure, but I was pretty confident. I think you actually did decently. The biggest piece of feedback I have for you is stop saying type shit so much. It's literally like every 30 seconds, like literally with everything. Like, hey, so where are you from? I'm from Canada. Oh, that's cool. I like Canadians type shit. Like it was insane how often you said that.
I heard myself. It's just like I didn't think it was a problem. I was like, okay, she know I'm from New York. She know I'm gonna be like all New York and shit. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, she probably just going with the flow. She heard people.
I'm from Jersey, man. I don't know. I never say type shit, but I don't know. It's just you can say it just like you say it a lot. But other than that, though, like I think you did okay. I mean, the sexualization did a little bit come out of nowhere, but then you calibrate. So I don't really have any substantial feedback for you. I thought actually that there was probably like a 60-70% chance you're going to get a yes versus every other speed date. I was like 95% chance they're going to get no. But let's see if Lindberg or Eden can build on that.
Yes. So I will actually start with saying that very, very, very positively, you were, in my opinion, the only guy who didn't come across as stiff. So that's a very fucking good thing. That's a very good thing. You have a good voice, you have a good tonality, you sound smooth as fuck. Like I really think you do. And you didn't ask these basic ass fucking questions, which is probably why I felt like this was still, in my opinion, like the best one that I've seen tonight, for sure. But I feel like I always had the sense that you didn't really know exactly where to take it.
Yeah, no, it's
like,
really flirting. Like the flirting was hard to get there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I feel like if you had a good idea of where to take the conversation, just on like a very logical and like structured level, if you knew like, all right, hey, this is the next step, this is the next step, this is the next step, then I think you would do like really fucking well, because you got good body language, you got good subcoms. You don't have to worry about the things that most guys actually have to worry about. You mostly have to worry about like the more like, let's say strategical aspect. My internet actually also cut off in like the middle of it, so I didn't get to hear the entire thing, unfortunately. But those were like the main things that I noticed. Actually, like mostly positives, but I feel like it just didn't really go anywhere. I feel like if anything, it was more like going in circles. And you moved the interaction forward a little bit, but then you were kind of plateauing here, and it wasn't really going anywhere.
Yeah, because that's the thing, right? Like I don't like having like a little strategic game of like, oh, I'm gonna go in like this. Because if I do that, then it's like I'm watching myself from distance, and it's like I'm not being natural. You know what I'm saying? But I think, like you said, if I come up with like a structure,
smooth, man. You would sound natural even if you did it.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Yeah, if I come up with a structure, then I'll just eventually be natural with it. It'll just come off like second.
Exactly. If you do it so many times, it sounds natural as shit.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, I'm not saying it doesn't have to be like a copy paste thing, but as long as you have like a general idea of where to take you, because I feel like you're probably a pretty creative guy verbally. I don't think you're gonna have problems coming up with what to say, as long as you know logically, all right, hey, this is what I need to do now.
Yeah.
I don't think you're gonna struggle with that at all, man. I feel like if you just really study that thing, structure, you could do it on my YouTube channel, you could do it on Alex's YouTube channel, and just, if I were you, I would absolutely focus on that, because you wouldn't gain much from trying to focus on like your body language and subcoms, those kind of things. Really just focus on structure. Hey, what's the next step? What's the next step? Another piece of feedback that I would like to give is, you didn't really give much information about yourself. So the only thing that she can really go off of her is like physical attraction and your subcoms. And to be honest, for you, probably that would be enough for a lot of girls. Honestly, I think that would be enough for a lot of girls with you specifically. But let's say maybe that's enough for 30 or 40% of girls. If you knew how to, let's say, verbally display value, you were able to communicate all the attractive things about you in a way that didn't sound try hard, it didn't sound fucking weird or uncalibrated, and you knew how to smoothly bring it up in a conversation, then you could increase that to like 80%.
Okay, but just finding out structure and just flirting more smooth type shit, like.
Well, actually, more accurately, I mean, of course, those things, but finding how to tell things about yourself, like attractive things that you have, and you should actually, like, you can make this a practice. Take out a fucking piece of paper, write down every single little thing about you and your life that girls could find attractive about you, and then you can start brainstorming smooth, creative ways to bring it up. I've done this for a fucking long time. Like, this has been my existence for like the past 3 years, just hyper focusing on this shit, right? So I can absolutely guarantee you, if you get that part down, you're going to be able to get attraction from like the absolute majority of girls, rather than, kind of relying on your looks and, your body language. You could easily move that up from maybe like 30% to like 70, 80 from doing that.
Yeah, crazy. I never heard that before. That's sick though. Like, damn.
Yeah.
Knew the work.
Man. Because there's no reason you wouldn't be able to. There's really not.
Exactly. I appreciate it.
Of course.
Eden, Genevieve, you have any more feedback?
I totally agree with what you guys have said so far. I thought it was going well, definitely the best of the evening so far, in my opinion. I think that had this been in real life and your goal was to like get her number or like something of that nature, I feel like that probably could have been a pretty solid option. Your confidence was good, et cetera, et cetera. I just think absolutely showing a little bit more about like what makes you unique, you know, because a lot of guys can kind of like have this sort of confident projection that really is just hinging on physical attractiveness, and for women that can feel repetitive. So something you want to highlight something that's going to make you unique in that regard.
Okay. So I understand what you're saying.
Eden?
You have a great smile. Smile more often when you talk. First of all, look at that. Number one.
Yeah, there we go.
Like, don't blush, relax, eh? I think that you did a really great job with talking. I think you got it all. Like, you this isn't hard for you, okay? And we know. But I think the one thing that could have carried you through and could save you in situations like this in the future, when someone's talking about something that you don't give a shit about, let's be real, there were moments where you're like, oh, you know, like that you guys couldn't connect to. And Anya, this is no, like, I'm not shitting on nobody here, but there are moments where somebody doesn't care what you have to say, right? As a man, where you want to guide the conversation, be like, all right, I don't care to know this, but I'm not going to be a dick about it, right? How do I guide this to a place where we both can be interested in this? Because we can tell as time goes on with this conversation that you start to be like, oh, and like less of you, because you start to get less, like you can't find a grip here. Because you're not like, I don't know what to say to that. I don't really like have too much to add to that. So then you lose control of the conversation, right? So that's where you have to be like, in a nice way, be like, oh wow, that's wild. Okay. And then now it's time for you to step in and create a new wave of energy here, a new conversation. And how do you do that? Well, yes, I wish it was easy and I could tell you, okay, A plus B equals C, but you have it. You've got that spice to you. I can see it, right? Stop repeating those phrases and sayings. Like, I get it once in a while, it's cool, but that's honestly, and that's pretty much it. I think you're solid, and I think that you've got plenty of. I mean, this is not hard for you. So, smile more and make sure you got the conversation so it doesn't look like you're losing interest.
I got you.
All right, cool. All right, buddy. Thanks for coming on, man. Appreciate you.
Peace out. I'll be on next time. I'll be on again.
Bye.
All right, we're gonna do two more contestants. So one of them is gonna be Science Monk because I already promised him, and then there's like 5 people backstage. So let's make it interesting. Which one will you be the second person? The person who's willing to do multiple girls. I want to see that. That hasn't happened yet tonight. So whoever's willing to do multiple girls can be the second person on. All right, Science Monk, give me 2 fingers. Okay. Technically that was 4, but I'll get you on anyway. All right. Anyway.
Yeah. Okay.
Who do you want to go on, David?
I said Eden, so we'll do that.
Okay. All right, cool. I'm gonna take everybody up.
There we go. All right. How's it going, Eden? How's the dates going? Is this a strong showing from the Playing with Fire?
You're gonna be surprised with my answer because it's not bad. I've seen absolute fucking disaster happen on here, so it's not bad.
That's good. It's good. It's good. We're going in a good direction. I've had an absolute war today. I've been up since 3 a.m. I've had multiple midterms this week. I've been fighting people. I just got out of a grappling class, so I'm like, I feel like Alex is spying on me because he always does the speed dates on the day that I've had the most stuff to drag through. So we'll see how this goes. But I don't know. Let's see. What do you do for fun? No, I'm kidding. No, we won't go there. You know what is fun though? Grappling. That's fun. I just did that. That's a fun sport to get involved in. You like wrestling? Is that something you're into?
Wrestling?
Wrestling. Yeah, grappling, jujitsu, all that stuff.
I used to do karate when I was young, like very young.
Yeah, well, I did too. That's not the same thing.
Okay, gotcha. But grappling.
Listen. I'm not saying that to put you down. I'm saying that because I've been to a bunch of different places. I've seen a wide range of different. Like I've been with people who did like fake martial arts that didn't work. I've been with people who are like street people who are trying to knock you out. now I'm at a pretty good place that's like pretty sane where the people are actually competent. But yeah, martial arts is interesting. There's a lot of different stuff there. It's definitely something that like it has a lot of different applications.
Sorry, my dog's gonna go crazy right now because my man's
What?
walking in.
Your what?
My man is walking in as I'm on a speed date.
Your
but
man?
yeah, you guys
Oh
know
shit.
you guys know that I'm taken. So
Oh, I didn't actually know that. I wouldn't. Oh no. Okay. Well, fuck that guy. You can't listen. Okay, it's one thing that you have a guy already. You can't have him walk in the middle of the day. You have to like coordinate this a little bit, right? Like you can't.
Anything else? My karate is not martial arts, and I have to now coordinate my speed dating.
Yeah, no, we have to plan something else. You know what? We can solve both problems. Okay. The karate and the poor planning. Okay. You meet me, we'll have a wrestling match. Okay. Send location. I'll show up wherever you want to show up and we'll do it. I'll show you some stuff.
Maybe I'll show you some stuff. I'm pretty sure I can knock you out in a second.
Well, who knows? We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll have to prove it. We'll have to prove it in person. in the cage or elsewhere, wherever you want to do it. I don't really care.
Is that where you do the grappling in cages?
No. Well, actually, I did do that at one place, but no. They just got like a normal gym.
What is that? What is grappling?
Grappling. Grappling is just like a catch-all term for anything that's not for like jujitsu, wrestling, judo, stuff that involves like basically. I don't know. I kind of just know what grappling is. It's hard to explain. So, like, you can separate fighting into striking and grappling. And striking is like you're sitting there and you're like punching each other and kicking each other. And grappling is like you're wrestling with each other, either on the ground or standing up or whatever. But yeah, you have to have all of them. You have to do striking and you have to do grappling. You have to cover all your bases because you never know what you're gonna find, what type of situation you're gonna find yourself in. So
is that why you train? Are you worried that somebody's gonna kick your ass on the streets, or like, is it just more?
Well, it's more of a passion thing than anything else. 'Cause if I was worried about someone kicking my ass in the street, it's America, okay, not fucking Canada. We can carry guns here, all right. I don't need to worry about that, all right. Okay.
Touche. Okay.
I'll let Smith and Wesson handle my fist fighting, but I like martial arts. I did do a little bit of karate when I was in high school, but my dad took me out of it because he didn't want me to be able to beat him up.
And here you are grappling.
Yeah, no, it took me a while to get back into it though, because I've been doing. I'm an electrical engineering student, and I was in the Air Force as an electrician. So I've been working on my career, but I'm getting ready to graduate, and yeah, after that, I want to have other skills developed as well, other than career skills. And it's fun. It's good fitness. It's good enjoyment. I think it's important for uh, for you to like have a hobby that's like competitive like this because it's very I don't know, it's very visceral. It's very raw. It's like the most pure form of competition with another human being.
Yeah,
Grappling, striking, whatever. And I make fun of karate, but some karate's fine. Not all karate's bad.
There's different forms of karate.
Oh well, there's like it's more of a thing. Like a lot of people watered it down a lot. Do you know? Have you ever seen combat karate or karate combat? It's like a, it's like a, it's basically a karate-based combat sport that's kind of like MMA, but they do it in like a pit, and they have like MMA gloves, and they do like karate, and they beat each other up, and they actually beat each other up. Not like
Yeah,
in.
I'm not a big violence person. Like my brother used to love that shit, and it just.
Well, that's
cool.
jujitsu. Jujitsu is called the gentle art, so we can stick to that. Also, that's kind of more in our wheelhouse anyway.
All right, hold up a second. Wait, Anna, can you turn your camera on? Just gotta make sure you're not one of the dick flashers that recently getting on. We got to always keep an eye out on the dick flashers. Okay, so Eden, would you go on a date with Science Monk?
No, my man, I'm sorry. I just didn't feel like there was anything other than jujitsu or grappling or fighting. And it was an ultra masculine conversation for me. And I just kind of was like, okay, cool. And I tried to bring up karate and you're like, So it was just a little bit like we couldn't.
Well, we never really got off this topic of conversation, and also Alex has been bothering me to sexualize in the conversations, and I was hoping something would come up if I kept it on that topic, but it didn't actually go there. It seemed like you didn't want to. Seemed like you didn't want to bite, so I guess my plan failed. That's my bad.
Okay, well, that's the thing is like guys expect like girls to like, and I've tried to help a lot of people out tonight with that and like give them, but I think that sometimes if you can't get a girl to quote unquote bite, you have to again angle the conversation where it leads her into that corner, not in a creepy way and not in like an overly whatever. But again, you're talking about grappling, physical contact. You could have used words that weren't like all about your, you know, all of that stuff. You could have said like, oh, there's a lot of physical contact, a lot of, you know, stuff like that, words that I could have related to better. But I get what you were trying to do with that. It's just, it didn't click. It didn't click for both of us.
Yeah, I guess I'll have to know my audience. I feel like with the problem is that every time I brought this up in the past, it's always gone in that direction, and I didn't jump on it. So I don't know. Maybe I'm learning the wrong lessons. Maybe
You have to read the room. I think this is not just you. I think a lot of guys, girls, everybody read the room. Look at her, and as you're talking to her, am I like, wow, this is so cool, or am I like leaning back and kind of like, okay, and like, can I say something? Can I get a word in? Like maybe I don't seem like I'm adding to it. I'm zoning out. Like if you start to see that, don't get discouraged. Just be like, okay, switch gears. Like this is a great indicator for me to switch gears. Do you know what I mean? So that's
right.
Like we just went too much into it. And I was trying, but I was like, okay, now I have no idea what's going on, and I don't know what grappling is. And to be honest, I'm not interested. So in that, right? It's nice to have passions and it's nice to talk about them, but like sparingly. And if it's not biting, then move on.
Right. Gotcha. Copy that. Raj.
I would say that this is probably the most like playful I've ever seen you, so that's good. But at the same time, you made the mistake of just talking like 90% of the time. You're kind of like almost interviewing yourself at one point. But you were way more playful and fun this time than I've ever seen you on a speed day. So that's good. I do feel like you did better. It got a little combative at times. I probably wouldn't say tell your man to fuck off, although that is pretty bad timing of that. So that I can't really.
Well, that's on. You know what? I'm gonna say this right now. That actually ruined everything. Okay, I don't even want to bring the conversation in any other direction. I know there's another guy there.
This is just
like
practice.
You guys all know I'm.
But you know what? I should have cleaned the slate and realized, listen, this is just a simulation. This is not the real thing.
This is not real life. This is a simulation. Exactly.
Yeah, I gotta keep that in mind.
That's how you should see it. It's just practice.
Tabula rasa. Erase the whole thing.
Yeah, like you don't have to fuck her. You can just practice, right?
Right. Yeah. Practice fucking.
Okay. Here we go. Well, I would like to start by bringing up a few positives. So I think you did sound like expressive. You did sound, to me at least, pretty charismatic. And you didn't ask the basic questions. Thank God. And you even made a joke about it. I liked you made a joke about it. That was good. That was good.
Thank you.
So you also said she was giving you feedback of like, hey, we're only talking about fighting. And you said we didn't get off this topic. It is your responsibility to make sure that you do get off that topic. You're the guy. You have to lead this wherever you want to take it.
Right.
But if you feel like, hey, we don't want to be on this topic, switch to something else. In the beginning, you're saying we'll see how this goes. I wouldn't want to say that because it makes it sound like you're sort of doubting how well this is going to go. Obviously, right? That's exactly what you're saying, but it doesn't sound very confident. You were better off by just saying nothing instead of saying that. Now you're saying I've been to a lot of different places, I've seen a lot, and this framing is usually something that I would use as well. I think this is actually really, really good because it makes you sound like you're experienced, you have authority, you're competent in whatever the fuck you're talking about. But the big thing here is you just want to make sure it doesn't come across condescending to her. And yes, you did say, hey, I don't want to put you down like your karate thing, but it still sounds like it. It still really does sound like it. So, you know, if it wasn't for that entire thing with her, like maybe feeling a bit condescended, then I think that's good. Like, hey, I've been to a lot of places, I've seen a lot. It's good. Like, if you're able to frame yourself as experience, is always a good thing. It was also funny when you said "fuck that guy." It was kind of funny, but it's not optimal for the interaction, of course. But I still found it funny. I was gonna say, you said you were talking a lot about grappling, and this is interesting because I've also talked a lot about grappling because I'm like, hey, I'm just gonna try and see. Like, in girls, they really love guys who can fight. That's a very fucking attractive thing. They might not admit it, but they love guys who can fuck another guy up. This is just the reality of it. Now, if you're talking about BJJ or like jiu-jitsu or whatever, whenever I've talked about that, I like to find a way to get into choking for obvious reasons.
Right,
If you're able to bring up choking, you can see how she reacts to that. Because a lot of girls, you start talking about choking, you see their eyes fucking lighting up. They're like, okay, all right, we can move this forward way fucking quicker now. Because if you see that reaction in her body language is a massive fucking green light, you can start talking about choking. And then boom.
Yeah, I had like a whole thing worked out, like
Huh?
I had a whole thing worked out. I just never got to it. It was like taking the back and like establishing control of the hips or like mounting. And like I had like a whole thing. I just never got to it because the guy showed up. No, I'm kidding. I'm not going to blame it on that. But yeah, I just forgot my script.
No, but hold on. So even the terms you just used, if you were to say that to me, I'd be like, what are you talking about? Do you understand? Like,
yeah, I need like a better.
Yes.
It made more sense if you knew. Yeah, I don't know. I need. Yeah, I'll just do the simple thing, the choking. That's the most obvious.
And you know what?
Don't try to be special.
Like your martial arts is not your entire personality, so it does not have to always be the main point of conversation. If you can't make it work in like the few minutes that you have at the beginning before the conversation dwindles, it's time to change gears. There's more to you as a human being. I'm certain of it, and you mentioned it here and there, but you just focused on the fighting. If it like again, if I wasn't registering that, or I had like I couldn't understand it, then you need to switch gears. Like you need to, if you want to be able to have that opportunity to flex those muscles or to show some riz or whatever the kids say nowadays. Like that's my thing with you, right? I think you kept trying to make it happen. Just cage fight her, bro. Like honestly, guys.
Let's go. Let's do it.
Everyone wants to fight.
We do it.
But yeah, very good point. Very good point. You talk a lot about that. That's essentially the only thing she knows about you. You know how to fight. Hey, there could be worse things to talk about. Absolutely. But, show a little bit more variety. But also, everyone on this stream, they know they're talking to a fucking sex coach. But no one is talking about sex with the sex coach. And that's kind of blowing my mind. That would be like, I would jump on that shit so hard. Because if you're able to get in there, you can display some authority, some experience. If you went from here to here. It would be like the easiest, the quickest way to get attraction going for sure. I would also like to say another thing. She already said this, but I still wrote it down here. You talk a lot about fighting. She may not care that much about it. Now I don't know how much she cares about fighting because she say she likes karate, which you don't like karate, which is fine. But then you can see she did this. She did this, and that's like the clear indication. All right, we're gonna switch topics.
Gotcha.
Yes.
So I noticed just quickly that you mentioned, if I'd gotten to use my script or something to that effect. And I think it's good that you did have some thought ahead of time of like things that you could talk about, ways you could steer the conversation or whatever. But I think it's super important to not lock yourself into a script, right? Like I'm waiting for her to say A so I can hit her with B. Or so on and so forth. Like it's got to be more improv. And there were times where it felt very playful and very casual and spontaneous that were really positive. But waiting for the script to kind of like feed you your line it's never going to really play out the way that you imagine it might.
Right. Yeah. Maybe a bullet point script instead.
Like a nice PowerPoint presentation.
Yeah. Just yeah.
All right, Exhibit A. My grappling skills, as you can see here, I'm quite good at grappling. Make of that as you will. I can choke you in all kinds of ways. Number 2, fuck your boyfriend. That's a big part of my PowerPoint presentation. I hate everything about your boyfriend. He seems like the worst. So
he's right behind me. He can hear you.
PowerPoint presentation
that
number
guy.
3. Our cage fight. We are going to be cage fighting very soon. No, I mean, yeah, I think pretty much all the other guys said everything that I was going to say. Cool. Thank you, Science Monk. Appreciate you, buddy.
See you later.
Nice
Thank
meeting
you.
you.
There you go, bro. All right, let's just do one last one. All right, fine. Greg, give me 2 fingers. Okay, it's real Greg. All right, I'm bringing you on just because I need to see someone get a W tonight, and so no pressure, but all right.
Gotcha. I'm the real Greg. Yep.
So who are you gonna pick?
Anya left, right?
Uh-huh.
Gotcha. I'll take Genevieve or Genevieve.
Okay.
I probably butchered that name.
Let's see what happens.
Shit. So like, how do you pronounce your name?
It's Genevieve.
Genevieve. Okay, got you.
Yeah, it's mostly phonetic. Like you can mostly sound it out.
Yeah, is that like what's your ethnic background?
I am like Nordic, Polish, Austrian, kind of like Northern European mix.
You got them Scandinavian roots, right?
Yeah, yep.
That's awesome. Have you ever been like to Norway?
I've been to Europe, but I've not been to Norway. I would like to.
It's awesome, honestly.
Yeah, you've been?
It's fucking amazing. Like,
okay, all right.
It's like mountains, bars, like everything. Like if you love to party, they got the best nightclubs.
I live in Vegas, so that's a bold statement, you know?
Oh, you live in Vegas?
As far as nightclubs go. Not that I'm like out there all the time, but I live in the Sin City, literally.
Sin City?
So.
Yeah. How many sins do you commit?
I mean, what's our time frame? Like in the past hour, or like what are we?
Past like week. How many sins have you committed, girl, in the past week?
I don't keep a list for that sort of time frame, unfortunately.
What a shame. We got to get you a new list.
Yeah, I guess I should find like a notepad to bring around with me.
Yeah, you got to get a nice handy dandy pen. Are you good with your hands?
I am sometimes clumsy. I guess it depends what I'm doing.
Okay. So you need
like I could never be a waitress. I've never been a waitress. I could not carry food back and forth from a table, but
it's pretty hard, You got all those plates, you're like fucking struggling and shit. God forbid you drop something.
Yeah, that wouldn't work for me.
Interesting. So like, what do you do for fun?
The dreaded question. Have you been watching this
yeah,
the
I've
other
just been
dates and
sitting
everything?
there like keeping up with every speed date, just making sure everything.
Have you heard the feedback how everybody hates this question? That's like the worst question to ask?
No, I'm new here. It's my first time.
Oh man. No, literally this is my first time too, but we've talked about it multiple times today.
What a shame.
So hit me with something else, dude.
But you can't dodge the question.
No, I am dodging the question.
At least try
that is
to
a
answer.
forbidden one.
Forbidden?
No, I've answered that multiple times already.
The forbidden fruit? You know about the forbidden fruit?
It's just more of like a blah. Like I'm bored with that. I've already answered it. We've already talked about how it's boring. So if you want to keep my attention, you would hit me with something else.
I don't know. That requires a lot of work. I don't know if I got that much effort. So let's look at it like this. So waitressing isn't like a go for you. So what's a dream job for you then? Like what?
I think I'm pretty much doing my dream job. I am a sexpert. I teach sex education. I work in the adult industry with a lot of really awesome women and performers. I get to help them with their branding, and I don't know. I get to do a lot of really fun stuff. So
you know about Daisy Taylor?
About who? Daisy
Taylor?
That's not a name I'm familiar with.
Gotcha. So have you collabed with my buddy Ron Jeremy?
I'm not a fan of him.
Well, he's doing time, so but that's cool. That's cool. So you're a sexpert, you do sex work. I do a little bit of OnlyFans, so like I can respect that. It's a pretty good side hustle. You're just like
you're losing me a little bit.
That's the whole goal. I can't. If I win you over, what would be the fun in that? You got to take L sometimes.
Oh, I mean, that feels like a weird goal to have.
Well,
for
think
this
about it,
5
right?
minute
Like,
slot, but
let's say you're shooting a scene, right?
Alex
like,
brought you on because he wanted someone to have a W.
Yeah, I'm his button
nah.
pushing monkey. We know that. But look, so you're doing a scene, right? You got these burglars and shit, and you're doing like a scene with like your stepbrother. Would that be something that tickles your fancy? Or are you more of like like the plumber's coming in to like do some work? Is that like how you start your scenes?
So I never said that I do. That's not part of. I don't just shoot with like a lot of other people. That's not my primary thing. When I said I was a sexpert, I do sex education. I mean, I do like nude modeling, but I'm not shooting with other people outside of like maybe occasionally with my fiance, but that's not like my primary focus. So I don't think you heard what I was saying at all.
Well, you're a sexpert. I haven't seen like anything that like really captivated me. I was thinking you were gonna like get a blackboard and just lay out all the facts. Come on, like.
I'm sorry, do you need the lesson? Like Sex Ed 101? Clearly you don't seem to know much about it.
Yeah, I'm trying to get you to teach me a lesson. You're supposed to be, the sexy, teacher or whatever with the glasses and stuff. I see type of vibe that you're going for.
I mean, like certainly you can pay for lessons. And that's something that I do, but that's not something I would entertain on a date. So again, that's another L for you.
I'm Jewish, so like, take my green seriously. And my broccoli too.
That was definitely the most entertaining speed date of the night. I will say that. All right, Genevieve, would you go on a date with Greg?
No.
Humiliated. Okay.
What do you?
I appreciate the confidence. You had some teasing elements going on or whatever, but I don't know what your intention was. I just kind of felt like I don't know what we were trying to do here. I feel like you weren't listening to a lot of the things that I was saying when I was giving pretty obvious cues that we should sort of change the direction of the conversation, or that I wasn't really amused by the assumptions that you were making. And they just sort of fell on deaf ears.
Oh, gotcha.
Eden, Lindberg.
Yeah, I'll go first. So I'll start with what I thought was positive. You're confident. You're confident. I think you're charismatic. I think you're smooth. I think you're actually very smooth. I think you're very creative. I think you're fun. I think you have actually like very fucking good potential. What I really liked is I thought it was really good how you jumped on the sin early on. She did something about sinning. I think that was actually like a really good move. That was really good. Then you said, "Are you good with your hands?" Okay, so that's risky. That could turn out really fucking well, or it could not. And I feel like here it turned out kind of neutral, but not bad. Overall, you do something very smooth. But I feel like the big thing here was really like the "what do you do for fun" question. And I feel like the way that this was handled is just made everything too confrontational. Really, it would have been better to just be like actually just like switch. Like, oh fuck, like hey, I'm never gonna ask that question again. But just get on to another question. Don't make a big deal out of it.
Right.
I would rather take that approach. Because when you say that she's so resistant to answering it, it's better to just abandon the ship and just get on another question. And when you say that requires a lot of work, a lot of girls are just gonna think this sounds arrogant. They're just gonna think this sounds way too arrogant. I think I already said this, but I think like you're a funny guy. I think you're probably funny as fuck, seriously. But I don't think she likes having her job compared to OnlyFans. Like, if you wanted to talk about maybe you're doing OnlyFans, I don't know if you're joking or not, but if you wanted to get into that, you could have been like, "Hey, fuck, that's amazing. I'm also in the industry," and then she could ask you, and then you could talk a little bit more about that.
Right.
All right, Eden.
Hey, Greg.
What up?
I know you're scared of me. It's fine. Yeah. My thing with you is like you get better every time I see you, and I don't come on here that often. But the one area, and it's always the same thing, is if it's not going right, you get upset and it shows. Even if you try and cover it, Ruby, even if you try and cover it with, you know, like, oh, well, why did you, who says it should go well? That's no fun or whatever. It looks like you're covering up the fact that you're not doing well with her. And it's okay to not do well with somebody that maybe you don't have a connection with. The reality here is women look at guys and how they act when it comes to rejection over how things are going like right now. Because if I say no to you, or if I shut you down and you act like a bitch baby, I'm like, yes, it's good that I'm not interested in him. It's good that I rejected him. You're feeding into what, you know, my rejection here. So she's not giving into what you're trying to say, right? She's not giving into what you say, and you start to get defensive or angry and you start pulling these like comments. She's happy about it because she's like, perfect. Like, now I'm not even interested in you. I'm going to give you more attitude. It's never going to go your way. So the best thing to do is when she's not biting on the things that you're saying, it's not working, you just act like, oh, hey, like, you know, act kind of, play it dumb, be nice, be overly nice almost, that she's like, oh, wait, did I read that wrong? Am I fucked up here? Like, make her second guess that. Like, that's the biggest key. You have power in all areas, even if it's not going well. So when it's not going well, show how much of a man you really are, how much of a gentleman you are, how nice you can be. Don't come off condescending and arrogant. It doesn't work. We look at you as an asshole, even though you're not, right? So be careful with that. Utilize those moments to show her and to make her second guess why she might have been shutting you down quickly, or why she was like, made that face. Make her second guess by acting nice. It's not that hard. And it works every time. It's worked on me in the past. So
Gotcha.
I like to gaslight the girl into making her think that she misread the situation. That's well, no, I'm not actually being sarcastic. That's actually what I will do if I'm determined in that situation. I'll just be like, wait, what do you think I said?
I kept wanting you to like steer it back on course, right? Like, obviously when I didn't want to answer the what do you do for fun question, that felt still kind of playful, but then it got like more defensive on your end. And then I was clearly losing interest, like rapidly sliding down the hill of disinterest. And I was so hoping that there would be like a way that you could pull me back, but it just felt like this sudden like response from your end where suddenly you wanted to look really cool and like you just were like trying to be too aloof with it, and it just wasn't working.
Gotcha.
By the way, funny story of gaslighting. I was shooting street interviews yesterday, and there was one girl, like typical people in Miami are pretty reluctant to stop. So this one girl who's like trying to do like the dodge thing. And I'm like, is it because I'm Jewish? There's war going on right now. My people are dying. And she felt bad. She's like, no, it's not because you're Jewish. I'm just in a rush. I'd be like, I know you hate my people. And she did a street interview, man. Gaslighting works.
Damn.
Awesome. I've also tried this because I'm black, because I'm Indian. Those ones don't work as well because I guess I don't look Indian or black. But yeah, cool. Thanks, Greg. Appreciate you.
Hey, thanks, Alex. All right, peace out.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, so good show. So far it was actually all no's today. That's I don't know if that's ever happened in PWF history. Can we have the PWF historians go back and watch all the speed dates and see if that's ever happened? But yeah, that was interesting. Any closing thoughts? Anything you guys want to say before we wrap up?
Yes. For the next speed date, there should really be like a rule. If everyone wants to do really fucking well, none of these basic ass canned questions. There could be like a challenge for everyone.
They should be eliminated, Alex.
Yeah, I love that idea.
Yeah, stupid ass questions. Like, you're done, you're fired. Like and then
it gets cut off early, right?
Yeah. Yes. Go team.
I think that's really fun.
I'll come on wearing my Donald Trump shirt. I'll be like, okay, you're done. Get the fuck out of here, you loser. You're gonna go hang out with Biden, you faggot. Yeah, I'll try that.
You have to have like a meme or like a buzzer that goes off every time they like fuck up, and that's like boot camp. Alex boot camp. You're welcome. You should give us all a percentage.
Yeah, a percentage of like the $3 I'll make off YouTube ads. The $3.50 that YouTube ads is going to pay me for this.
Alex is buying us all computers. He said that at the beginning of the live.
I did hear that.
You guys, yeah.
Perfect.
Genevieve, you heard that, right?
Straight from the dump.
I'll be sending you my shipping address later.
Straight from the dumpster. I'm going to find some good ones in there, some juicy ones from the 1980s. But all right. Anyway, so let's just all plug our shit. Let's go in order, Genevieve.
The best place to find me is on Twitter, I guess X now, but I hate referring to it as that. Madam_Genevieve. And that has my link tree with everything else to my Twitch, YouTube, etc., etc.
Okay.
But I had a lot of fun. Thank you so much for having me. I would totally.
Thanks for coming. Appreciate you. Eden.
Yes.
You guys know where to find me. I saw some of you guys on my lives earlier today. It's e-roddickthebrand.com. You can find me on YouTube, TikTok, and all those places. And you can find my podcast on anywhere you listen to podcasts now.
Lindberg.
Awesome. Yes, so you can find us at Ultimate Man Project. I put the YouTube channel link in the chat, so you can find it there. We have a monthly mastermind. Monthly subscription. You can post all of your shit in there. You get feedback on everything you post, text conversations, in-person interaction. You can even post audio of your interaction that will break it down and analyze it for you. We do live calls 3 times per week, and I guess that's my plug right there.
Well, yeah, check out their YouTube channel. They have some really good content, especially when it comes to cold approach. I always recommend them when people ask me for cold approach. So plugging my end, well, you guys are on my channel, so you know my YouTube channel. There's 2 things I want to plug. So number 1 is we just created a brand new guide that's completely free. It's called 5 of the Most Difficult Texts Girls Will Send You and How to Answer Them. So the link for that is always, we're just plugging that everywhere. It's going to be in the description. So check that out. It doesn't hurt, cost you anything. Also, we're going to be doing a webinar next Thursday, basically this time. We're going to be breaking down multiple case studies. It is going to be registration only, but it's also going to be 100% free. So check out one of those 2 things or both of those things, and help me fight against the dick flashers by supporting the cause. They're trying to get me, man. It's the dick flashers. They're coming after me. It's the dirty dams, dirty dick flashers.
Did you get flagged last time?
I've never been flagged, but when I get flashed, I immediately have to end the stream and private it and have my tech guy edit it and then restart a new one. It just completely kills the flow.
So fucking annoying. Okay.
Wait, Eden, so do you do live streams as well? What type of live streams do you do?
Well, I usually do it on TikTok. So I did my first live today on YouTube, and that was I don't get it. So I was doing a YouTube live while I was doing a TikTok live, which was really fun. And then YouTube suddenly stopped recording, so I don't know what happened. But I usually do it on TikTok, not as often as I'd like. But I make content, right, for my podcast, and then I have the video version of it on my YouTube.
I have a podcast.
My tech guy has a little bit more job responsibilities than just editing the dick flashings. There's a little bit more to his job description than that, but
that must be a big part of it, though. Just editing it out the fucking.
It is a part of it. I'll say that.
Yes.
It's an annoying part of it.
Yes.
All right, cool. Anyway, thank you guys. Thanks everyone. Appreciate you all, and I'll see you guys soon. Check out the guest links. All that will be in the description next 20 to 45 minutes. Have a good night, guys. Take it easy.
Bye.
See you.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye, Eden. Bye, Lindberg. Bye, Genevieve.